button right here.
Councilman Velez. Councilman Velez.
It looks so.
All right, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President, good evening.
All council members, please have a seat. Everyone, please put your phones on vibrate. Good evening. On behalf of the Patterson Municipal Council, I welcome you to the regular meeting of the Municipal Council today, Tuesday, April 26, 2022. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Yes, Madam President. Roll call for Municipal Council regular meeting of April 26, 2022 at 7 p.m. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Here.
Councilwoman Khan. Here. Councilman Jackson. Councilman Kalik.
I'm here.
Councilman Mendez. Councilwoman Mims. I'm here. Thank you. Councilman Rivera.
Here.
Councilman Velez.
Present, Madam Clerk.
Madam President.
Present.
Thank you. Madam President and honorable council members, this evening we'll have with us to render the prayer Dr. Krista Lassiter, First Lady at the historic Calvary Baptist Church in Patterson, and also to lead us in the flag salute, Honorable Ruby N. Cotton, Councilwoman of the 4th Ward. Everyone, please rise for the prayer. Thank you.
Dr. Lassiter, if you want to go there, you can, or you can come over here, however okay. God bless you.
Good evening, everyone. I am very honored to be here on today in the absence of our mayor, this great council of leaders, also in the absence of my husband and pastor, Dr. Randall Lassiter of Calvary Baptist Church, and to this entire concerned body for this great city of Patterson. I come in the name of an amazing Jesus Christ, and I come with an amazing hope. Will you pray with me? Father, you said if your people who are called by your name would humble themselves, would pray and seek your face, you said if we turn from our wicked ways, that you would hear us, you would forgive us, you would heal us. So through repentance and the confession of our mouth, we make a shift and a turn and a change in our direction. As you have given us the authority, I recalibrate the climate of this territory and the leadership that steers it. The anointing of God breaks every yoke as we advance in a fresh zeal, a fresh perspective, and a fresh language in unity, in oneness, and in agreement. The climate of this city is shifting from hostile environments, from stubborn problems, from inflexible people, from slander, from fear, from terrorism, from racial ethnic hatred, and from violence. We shall not nourish these poisonous behaviors, neither shall we feed them. We shall not incubate them. We shall not water them. We shall not nourish them ever again. So we declare that you have sprung up a well in the dry places of this city of Patterson as we thrive in our business, as we thrive in government, as we thrive in economic development. With witty ideas, with creative inventions, with ethical dealings, with divine inspiration and tactics of wisdom and knowledge. Patterson and its entire leadership will overflow with solutions, will increase in abundance and influence and affluence. We prohibit interruptions, we prohibit interferences, and we prohibit interceptions upon this prayer. And I declare the zeal of the Lord shall perform this. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Would you agree with me by saying amen? Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please remain standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will remain standing for a moment of silence for our troops and those that have lost loved ones. Thank you. You may have a seat. Madam Clerk, can you please read the statement of compliance? Actually, before you read the statement of compliance, I'd like to wish our Corporation Council a very, very merry happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy
All right.
birthday.
No singing. Okay. Madam Clerk, please read the statement of compliance.
Corporation Council. Yes, Madam President. Statement of compliance for the Open Public Meetings Law 2021 to 2022. Meeting date April 26, 2022. Time 7 p.m. Adequate notice of this meeting was compiled and disseminated in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law in the following manner. 1. The annual notice of regular meetings and workshop sessions of the Municipal Council was compiled for the year 2021 to 2022 and about July 1, 2021. 2. A schedule of the regular meetings and workshop sessions of the Municipal Council for the year 2021 to 2022 was duly transmitted on or about July 1, 2021 to the North Jersey Herald News, The Record, the Arabic Voice, Italian Voice, Passaic County Pulse, Dominicana News, Kiscader International, El Especial, the Pattison Press, the City Post News, and Tap into Pattison, in addition to any other publication duly requesting such notices. 3. The schedule of the regular meetings and workshop sessions of the Municipal Council for the year 2021 to 2022 was prominently posted in the lobby of City Hall, first floor, in the place reserved for the announcements of this type. 4. The schedule of the regular meetings and workshop sessions of the Municipal Council for the year 2021 to 2022 was duly filed with the municipal clerk. 5. A copy of the schedule of regular meetings of the Municipal Council was mailed to any person who requested and paid the fee authorized by the Open Public Records Act. Madam President.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, at this time, I'd like to take the consent agenda.
Yes, Madam President. Okay, next item on the agenda is our consent agenda items. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the council and will be enacted by one motion. The items listed on the consent agenda are items numbers 5 through 23. Any item may be removed from the consent agenda by the request of any council member, and if so removed, will be treated as a separate matter. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Velez and second by Councilwoman Mims. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on the consent agenda, items 5 through 23.
Yes. Roll call on the consent agenda items. Councilman Abdelaziz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilman Khalif?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Mims?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
Yes.
Madam President?
Yes.
The vote is 8 in favor, 1 absent. Items 5 through 23 on the consent agendas are hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Can I please take item 24 on the non-consent agenda?
Next item is item number 24 on the non-consent agenda. Item number 24 reads, Resolution on the Patterson Code, Chapter 129, Bazaar, addressing a license for the Palestinian American Community Center to conduct festival. Finance Resolution 22291.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Velez and Mendez, second by Councilwoman Mims. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item 24.
Roll call on item number 24 for approval. Councilman Abdelaziz.
This is going to be in South Patterson. We invite everyone to come on down to South Patterson and enjoy the street festival. My vote is yes.
Councilwoman Cotton. Yes. Councilman Khalid.
Yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Yes.
Councilman Mims.
Yes.
Councilman Rivera.
Yes.
Councilman Velez.
Yes.
Madam President,
Looking forward to it, yes.
the vote is 8 in favor, 1 absent. Item number 24 is hereby adopted.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion for payment of bills?
Payment of bills.
Payment of bills for April 26, 2022. We have a payments equaling $1,891,332.48. There's no payroll in this bills list.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Rivera, second by Councilman Kalik. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on payment of bills.
Yes, Madam President. Roll call for payment of bills in the amount of $1,891,332.48. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilman Khalid.
Yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Yes.
Councilman Mims.
Yes.
Councilman Rivera.
Yes.
Councilman Velez.
Yes.
Madam President,
Yes.
the vote is 8 in favor, 1 absent. Payment of bills in the amount of $1,891,332.48 is hereby adopted.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, at this time, I'd like to open up the public portion.
Jennifer.
Can you give me a second? Can you please, 1 second? Madam Clerk, how many speakers?
Thirty speakers.
How many?
30.
Okay, so hold on to that. Madam Clerk, let's take items 3 and 4 for first reading.
Next item on the agenda is our first reading ordinances. Item number 3. For first reading, no public hearing is required. An ordinance amending the Patterson Code such that in addition to the city's existing transfer tax on medical cannabis adopted October 13, 2020, pursuant to NJSA 24:61-10I, there shall also be a transfer tax on recreational cannabis pursuant to NJSA 40:48I
So moved.
48I-1 administration.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Abdelaziz, second by Council President Davila. and
Discussion.
Discussion by Councilman Velez.
Madam President, last time we had a healthy conversation with the public that came here. We're supposed to meet for something, right?
Sorry?
We're supposed to meet to amend other things to the,
No, that's the ordinance. This is specific
For
to
the
just like,
tax.
remember how
Okay.
we spoke about
Just
the
to collect the
smoking and
tax.
we just added cannabis?
Okay.
That's just for the tax.
all right,
Okay.
gotcha.
Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 3 for first reading.
Yes, Madam President. Roll call on item number 3 for first reading. Councilman Abdelaziz.
So this is a first step forward. As everyone knows, recreational marijuana sales began last week. You saw the lines off of Route 20. Patterson received $0 for every single sale that occurred. While they're buying legal marijuana, Patterson's receiving 0. This is going to fix that. For every sale, we'll begin 2% that will come into the city that we can use for programs and services that we desperately need. I received many calls from my constituents stating that this needs to be done, so my vote is yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
As of now, we do not receive anything, sales tax. Sales tax is tax on a lot of stuff. So we need to make sure that we put this in place, that we do collect sales tax. With that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Kalik.
We are already late on this ordinance. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Mendez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So we're voting on on first reading, just to add the 2% tax on recreation. But I think that we have to have a more extensive discussion about the opportunity for our community, for Black and Brown community, to be able to take advantage of this. There's got to be a large conversation. I know we're on first reading right now, and in this for that section only, we're not approving anything. But I hope that in the next workshop, we have a more extensive discussion about legislation that we've been putting on discussion on this floor, and without no solution. I'm just gonna vote yes on first reading, just to add the tax on this section. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Mims.
So before I vote to Patterson, I just want to apologize. Last week I was not here. I had a health emergency for myself, and the week before my granddaughter was hit by a car. So keep our family in prayer so that we get through these serious situations that are going on in our family. And I wanted to make sure that I let our public know why I was not present. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Rivera.
So we're already collecting on the medical component of it. This is just for the recreation, so my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Velez.
We're supposed to take action before they started the recreation in Patterson. So as you know, the articles say that the council failed to do and take action, but we was not aware. So we at least taking action moving forward. So the conversation which you have in the future is that this tax be determined to some areas of the city, recreation or other things. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson, we are voting on item number 3. It's a first reading ordinance pertaining to the cannabis.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome, sir.
So I had an opportunity to take a trip over to the site to look at the traffic, look at the amount of sales that they were doing. Now, no prejudgment on anyone else, but I don't have an extensive experience with cannabis. I've never smoked cannabis, and I don't have any preconceived notions about anyone else who does. But I do my homework. You find out that what they're selling for $60 would normally sell in the street for $15, and selling at other locations, even within the city, for $25. So they have free advertisement from all the local news stations who come into town and cover that they're open for business, and which brings them more traffic, brings them traffic from hours away. People coming into Patterson who aren't reflective of the people who live in this community, but they're able to come in here now and buy this product from someone who was handpicked by the state, 6 licenses. I want you guys to pay close attention here. 6 licenses. And then what this mayor did is make sure that one of the 6 that was chosen, who had a head start on everyone else, a 2-year head start, who was able to put forward and create an operation to cultivate, to take all 6 licenses, cultivation, distribution, etc. Now, to be ready for the onslaught of sale for recreational marijuana. This right here was a scam. This was a scam. This was a scam to make sure that one specific vendor. Can we close the door, please?
Officer, can you please do me a favor?
No.
Can anyone who's outside, if they're going to be inside the chambers, have them come in? If not, they have to, because it's too loud out there.
So again, this was a scam to make sure that one vendor had a hand up on everyone else. And how much money do you think this one vendor is gonna make? Before we even blink an eye, at $60 per whatever it is they're selling, they're gonna make such an enormous amount of money, and we're asking for 2%. Let me make this clear, people. We had the ability to write legislation, to prescribe it however we saw fit. If you own the site and I own the product, and I can't sell it unless you, who owns the site, gives me permission, we had the ability to make an agreement for anything that we asked for. Other communities are asking for up to 20 to 25%. We're taking 2%. This is an embarrassment. And this is why people are flocking to Patterson, because they could take advantage of Patterson in such a way. We're gonna let you come on my block. I'm out here every day. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting beat over the head. I'm getting discriminated against, criminalized, marginalized, everything for the same product. I'm gonna let you come onto my block now, sell it legally, and only contribute 2% back to the community. This is an embarrassment. I spoke to all the council members. I met with people who wrote the legislation for the state. People who talked about, the mayor put a young man at that podium to say that black and brown people will have an opportunity for ownership. Who owns anything? Please, anybody raise your hand. If anyone owns one part, a percentage, a half, a quarter percent, who owns anything? It's our community. They come in here, sell the product, and we get nothing from it. This is an embarrassment. And this is Patterson business as usual. I will not take part in it. Madam Clerk, my vote is no.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam President?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
The vote is 8 in favor, 1 against. Item number 3 is hereby adopted in first reading. Second reading and public hearing will be held at the next regular meeting of May 12, 2022 at 7 p.m.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, item number 4.
Next item is item number 4 for first reading. No public hearing is required. An ordinance establishing stop control at the intersection of 22nd Avenue and East 33rd Street, Department of Public Works.
So move.
Moved by Councilman Velez, second by
Second.
Councilwoman Mims and Mendez.
Number 4.
Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 4 for first reading.
Roll call on item number 4 for first reading. Councilman Abdelaziz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cotton? Councilman Jackson?
I'm sorry, Madam Clerk. I'm still trying to get my computer on. Give me a moment.
Number 4.
I know.
Yeah, sure.
Still trying to get my
You want me to
pass.
move on?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Mims?
So before I vote, to the administration, Madam BA, good evening. Happy birthday, Corporation Council. Can we get a list of all the items we've approved for Public Works? There's a lot of items that we previously approved and they have not been have not been implemented. Four-way stops on various locations. So can we get a list over the last 8 months of items that have been approved that have not? And I'll put on record, it's East 31st, 17th Ave. It was approved. There was yet another very serious motorcycle accident just last week and it has not been placed yet. So we can get that. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
My vote is yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
You got it? Okay. Madam President?
Yes.
The vote is 9 in favor,
okay.
none against. Item number 4 is hereby adopted on first reading. Second reading will be held at the next regular meeting and a public hearing on May 12, 2022 at 7 p.m.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Item number 1 for second reading.
Next item is item number 1 for second reading. Public hearing is required. And item number 1 reads, an ordinance establishing procedures and standards regarding deployment of small wireless facilities in public rights-of-way in the city of Patterson. Public Works Ordinance 22040.
So move.
Moved by Councilman Velez. Second by Councilwoman Cotton. The public hearing is now open on item number 1 for second reading.
Seeing no, move to close.
Second.
Seeing none, move to close by Councilman Mendez, second by Councilman Abdelaziz. Roll call, Madam Clerk, to close the public hearing on item number 1 for second reading.
Sure. Roll call on item number 1 to close the public hearing. Councilman Abdelaziz.
Yes.
Councilwoman Khan.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This was brought forward to us in DPW committee meeting. I know what it is. But I happen to be sitting in on the DPW committee. I'm not a member of that committee, but he explained it to us. And what I'm going to do is, my vote is yes, but I'm going to let Councilman Velez, who I had the pleasure of sitting in with him that day when this was brought forward to us about this wireless facilities that's getting ready to pop up throughout the country, put it that way. It's throughout the country, not just Jersey, throughout the whole United States of America. And Madam Clerk, for second reading, my vote is yes.
Yes, but we are closing the public hearing.
Oh, I'm so, that's why he said that.
Okay, Councilman Jackson.
Oh, God, please
That's
stop.
okay.
Stop it, you made me, I gotta go through all this again?
I know,
Now
I
you could add
understand.
more.
Councilman Jackson, we're closing the public hearing.
I voted yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, thank
I
you.
didn't hear it, sorry. Councilman Khalid?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Mims?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Rivera left. Madam President?
Yes.
The vote is 8 in favor, 1 absent. The public hearing is now closed for item number 1.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Item number 2 for second reading
No,
approval.
the roll call.
I'm sorry, roll call, Madam Clerk, for
Yes.
approval on
Roll
item
call-
number 1.
Yes, roll call on item number 1 for second reading. Councilman Abdelaziz. Yes. Councilwoman Khan.
That's why he was trying to stop me and saying, you know, here's another item, but there's so much stuff that be going on, like, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm gonna let Councilman Velez, I sat in a committee meeting with him, with the gentleman, he's here, and what's about to happen is gonna happen throughout the whole United States of America. So I'm gonna let Councilman Velez talk about it because he is chair of our DPW committee. Madam Clerk, I'm voting yes on this second reading ordinance.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson.
Yes.
Councilman Khalid.
Yes.
Councilman Mendez.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Mims.
So before I vote, I made a request a couple weeks ago in a meeting when it comes to the work that Public Service is doing where they're tearing up our roads and they're leaving them in disarray. I'm not sure where we stand on that. Can we get a follow-up report on some of those streets, in particular Madison Ave? Where they've done some work there. There's many other streets outside of that. We should be billing Public Service to make sure that they repave the roads the way they were originally. So, Madam BA, we can get that report as soon as you can do that. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Velez.
So as everybody knows, the 5G technology is all the way around the nation. FCC has approved all the companies that supply 5Gs to come into the cities and put their own poles, et cetera, et cetera. What we did here is to regulate them to make sure that they are fiscal responsible and also accountable of any poles that they pull and technology that they pull in our streets. So also we made an agreement that those poles could be used in the future for our own technology to set cameras and et cetera, and better lighting in our streets. This is taking initiatives to be able to make rules and orders in our city. Nobody comes here and do whatever they want. One of the things I discussed in the committee meeting, and Councilwoman Rubicon could also attest, is that it's time to amend the ordinance, Madam BA, or Corporate Counsel, to bring and amend the ordinance that any utility company, Verizon, cable, anybody that comes to our poles, after they do a new installation or remove all installation, to remove all the wires that they have hanging in our poles. If they do it in other cities, they could do it here too. So before they leave, they need to clear up those poles. That's a discussion that we're gonna have in the future, but moving forward, this is not gonna be a burden to our taxpayer. This is more likely be a benefit to our city. So my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Madam President,
Yes.
the vote is 8 in favor, 1 absent. Item number 1 is hereby adopted on second reading.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. Item number 2.
Yes, next item for second reading, public hearing is required. Item number 2 reads ordinance establishing handicap parking spaces at various locations on city roads. 361 East 21st Street, 449 East 30th Street, 19 North 9th Street, 143 North 9th Street, 404 Sussex Street, and 56 Webster Avenue, Department of Public Works, ordinance number 22041.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Mendez, second by Councilwoman Mims. The public hearing is now open
See no
on
move to
item number
close.
2.
Councilman, hold on, she haven't finished.
The public hearing is now open on item number 2.
Cena 1, move to close.
Seeing none, move to close by Councilman Velez. Do I have a second?
Second.
You have to
Second by
give
Councilwoman Cotton. Roll call, Madam Clerk, to close the public hearing on item number 2.
Yes, Madam President. Roll call to close the public hearing for item number 2. Councilman Abdelaziz?
Yes.
Councilwoman Khan?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
That's the way to keep him in check over there, Councilman Velez. Make sure you... Good job, my brother. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes.
Councilman Mims?
A resident did raise her hand in the audience. I don't know if we saw her.
No, I did not.
You didn't see her? She got her hand up. My vote is yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
We cannot disfranchise the community when it comes to public portion. We cannot rush it, that's why. So my vote is yes.
Madam President?
Yes.
The vote is 9 in favor, none against. The public hearing on item number 2 is hereby closed.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, roll call on item number 2 for second reading approval.
Yes. Roll call on item number 2 for approval for second reading. Councilman Abdelaziz?
Thank you, Council President, or Madam Clerk. Council President, I just want to apologize. I am going to be stepping out after this item. This is one of the holiest nights in the Muslim calendar, the last 10 nights, so I am going to step out after this, and I apologize. But I do have some few announcements. I'm going to use the 2 minutes to announce prior to my vote. It does necessitate to some of the parking and handicap stuff. I heard that we spoke about PSE&G, so to the residents on East 30th Street, I see an item here on East 30th Street. To the residents on East 30th Street, East 32nd Street, Gray Street, East 20th Street, East 22nd Street, PSE&G is milling and is going to be on your roads repaving the entire block. They're currently there now, so that's good news for the area. I know many of those roads had potholes, but we are getting those repaved. 21st Ave, just be patient with the delays. They're out there now. We have to fix the roads. It is going to be some delays, but I'm pleased to announce that PSE&G will be repaving more roads in our ward. And on that note, Madam Clerk, to the residents, keep a lookout for my mailer. My mailer will be going out to all the 6th Ward residents about the upcoming election. I know who the people that I support. There is no secrets. I send out a letter, as I do every election, with the people that are going to help me move the 6th Ward forward and the city forward. I'm definitely standing with the 2 incumbents on the council that are here with me that have worked the last 4 years. So Council President, Councilwoman Mims, and my neighbor, Melissa Brawl, and going to work with the mayor hopefully for the next 4 years to move the city forward. My vote is yes. Thank you.
Councilwoman Khan?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This is for the ordinance for the handicap. That's where we're...
Handicap parking spaces, yeah, on city roads.
Councilwoman, he's leaving.
Okay, I know.
Number
Madam Clerk,
2.
my vote is yes. And I just want to say too that I can't stay for the entire meeting, so you will see me get up, and so I will sit for a few more minutes. Something came up really that I need to address really, really bad. So, with that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Khalid?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Like Councilman Al Abdulaziz said, tonight is one of the holiest night in Muslim calendar. I'll be leaving after this item as well. I apologize to the audience and who are watching there. I would not be able to stay for the rest of the meeting. My vote is yes for this item. Thank you.
Councilman Mendez?
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
If you see anyone abusing about the handicap privilege, please report it to the traffic division. They will take care of it according to what they see, all the evidence they have. So my vote is yes.
Councilman Mims? That's number 2 for second reading.
Yes, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Madam President,
Yes.
the vote is 9 in favor, none against. Item number 2 is hereby adopted on second reading.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. The public portion is now open.
Number 4.
I'm going to ask that please everyone adhere to their time. There is how many speakers, Madam Clerk?
32, I think it's
32
33.
speakers.
33.
Please, when you come up to the microphone, please state your name and your address for the record. Madam Clerk,
Yes, ma'am.
first speaker, please.
Yes, the public portion is now open. Our first speaker is Kimisha Rogers.
Good evening. My name is Kimisha Rogers Jones. My address is 314 East 16th Street, Paterson, New Jersey. I first wanted to let the residents of Paterson, New Jersey know about the FTI Group free wraparound services that we're offering free to all Paterson residents. These services range from tutoring to mental health services, financial literacy, home buyership, health and wellness, physical and financial wellness. So I just want everyone to know you can go on to www.ftigroup.org. All of these services are free to all Paterson residents. So I just want to encourage you guys to just take a look and come and visit and see what the program is all about. I also wanted to encourage residents to remember the May 10th election, to make sure that you get well informed about all the candidates and to show up to the polls so that we can really make a difference and push our city forward in a positive manner. And then I also wanted to speak on the Ward Street Post Office. And I would like, I don't know what you guys can do, but I needed to come here to discuss the deplorable services that they have been rendering residents of Paterson for so long. And it's gotten so bad that even when residents complain, they begin to weaponize the police and have started calling the police on residents who complain. And I don't mean residents that are going in there cursing people out and I mean residents that are knocking on the postmaster's door or just challenging the services that we've been receiving. And this has been going on for years, that they've treated us very poorly, and it's a direct reflection of the services that we receive from a lot of businesses within Paterson. They really feel like they can come into our city, make money in our city, but treat us like dogs. And it's also a testament to a lot of things that have been approved here by our council, deals that our mayor have made with businesses, and they come here and they don't respect us. And so I really would like anyone to take up the charge and go to that post office and talk to that postmaster about the customer service there and about the services that we're receiving, because I shouldn't have to go to Hawthorne or Heldon to do my business. I live in Paterson, I work in Paterson, I worship in Paterson, and I want to do business here, but I want to be treated respectfully. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Roll call, not roll call. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker is Ms. Galishaw.
Sure. Good evening.
Good evening.
So glad that this is going to be videoed and sent out to the community, because we're on a serious timeline. Again, we're looking at less than 14 days at this election. We have to make a change. I'm really not here to talk about the council, although I must say that you really stepped up your games, those that are running. You realize that the attention of the public is on you, and you're doing a fantastic job at showing support for the issues out on the street at hand. But my question is, why couldn't you just do this? Why do we have to wait for election time in order to get the service that we deserve? All of a sudden, everybody wants to give hot dogs and hamburgers. Okay, we're not going to go for that. We got street cleaning. So we say we've hired someone, the mayor says, to clean certain streets. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. This is all a game. This is a game. And they're out to fool you, the voters of Patterson. Realize that this only happens around election time. We know who the general fighters are on this council that have been fighting from the beginning of their seat for the public. We need to uphold those people that have been outspoken and unafraid, not those who are just trying to get themselves reelected and fill their own pockets. So I'm here to talk about the mayor, of course, because we cannot endure another Andre Sayer. We cannot. Not another term. And anyone that is supporting him, shame on you. You're living in Eastside Park and you think you're safe over there. You're living up on Hillcrest. You think you're safe over there. Well, guess what? It's spreading now. The homeless is now at Eastside Park. Okay? While your mayor is telling you everything is fine, it is not fine. It is not fine. Homelessness is spreading in our town. Millions of dollars of COVID money and we see no change. Something's wrong with that. I implore you, I beg you, Patterson, to make the change. Now, I'm not going to say that my candidate, Aslan Gal, is the only good candidate that is running, because some of you really surprised me, but that is my candidate. I'm going for Aslan Gal because I believe we are in a dire situation here. We are in a dire situation. We need experience. We need someone firm with discipline. We need that. We need that, and we don't have it. We got a big yacht rolling out on the waters, I'd say a missile ship, and it's about to hit Patterson really bad if we don't make a change. Aslan Gal has the experience that we need. I'm asking you to look at his candidacy and see if you can support this man. You know Linda Galashaw doesn't come out to sell herself for anyone. I don't do that. My heart is 100% with Patterson. And when I say he's the guy, he's the guy. Senior citizens, look out. Here they come, every one of them. Meanwhile, I'm over there fighting for your rent to be lowered, get your elevators fixed, and better service. I'm asking for the full 5 minutes, because this is it. This is the face that you see when you have a community problem. Freedom Village, we just went over there and did the same. In closing, I'd like to thank those who at least spoke with some of the residents at Freedom Village. They are in help, they're in need, and because of our services, because of my leadership, we're getting that help. I have been a true fighter in this town. I even fought for that Andre Sayer that I thought was going to do the job, a homegrown. But I made a mistake, and I'm woman enough to say that. And I'm asking you now to support Aslan Gal. Let's get this city right. We need experience, we need discipline. He's got a plan, a true plan, no promise of a plan. Look at this candidate seriously and make your selection, Aslan Gal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, next speaker.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker is Ms. Delise, Sonia Delise.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Sonia Delise, Burlington Avenue. Good evening, council members, as well as our Patterson community. Just a friendly reminder that on May 10th, elections will be held for council at large as well as mayor. As most of you already know, my name is Sonia Delise, and I am one of those candidates for city council at large. I am a lifelong resident and own both a property and a business in Patterson. I am a business intelligence manager for a sales and marketing company for almost 17 years now. I specialize in analysis and budgets. On that note, the current structure of the budget is part of the problem. That is why we Patterson residents are experiencing many obstacles within our city. And this is why I am here today, asking Patterson residents to come together on May 10th to vote for a change. Once again, my name is Sonia Delise. I am 9B on your ballot, and I will be your voice for a positive change. Thank you.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker is Mr. Jace Abreu. Jace?
He's not here. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Okay, Dr. Barout.
She's coming around.
Hello.
For the record, Dr. Melissa Brault, 53 Potomac Ave. Good evening, council. Good evening to the administration and everyone present here today. It is with esteemed pleasure that I would like to re-announce my candidacy. As most of you know, we have an election May 10th. I'm Dr. Melissa Brault, 8B on the ballot. I would like to continue working with the community and really putting our feet on the ground and continuing to help everyone. We need to really be focused and engaged with our people. We need to be focused and engaged with our youth, and we need to be focused and engaged with solving problems that we can easily get together and solve as a community, as one. I would like to humbly thank everyone who has opened their doors, their hearts, and their support to me and my slate. I'm very thankful for the community. I'm thankful for the council people who have supported and the people who have supported and have just lent a prayer, a thank you, and an open heart. I look forward to serving. May 10th, Dr. Melissa Brault, 8B on the ballot, and I thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next speaker.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker, former Councilman Gao.
Good evening, Madam President, council members.
Good evening.
I want to start, and I'd like everybody to be really quiet for this because I want you to hear something. I think it's very important for all of us to realize what's going on in Paterson, New Jersey. So I just want you to listen to this. It's about 30 seconds or so. You hear that? It's the mic. Hold on. All right. So you heard it. Gunshots. Not a gunshot. Many, many gunshots. This was April 16th. Where? Bunker Hill. All the surrounding towns hear it. Everybody's complaining about it. But nothing's being done about it. Why? Well, if the Attorney General is going to start telling our police officers you can smoke marijuana, what does that tell you? I hope our officers don't engage in that, but the legalization of marijuana now has become an issue. But when your neighbors are hearing gunshots and the local community that it's coming from is not doing anything about it, that's a lack of leadership. It's not the police department, it's the leadership. It comes from the top and it trickles all the way down. And this behavior has been happening all across the United States, in all of our cities. Something's got to change here. A lot of people think that this mayor has done such a terrific job. He thought putting a police chief that would be the first Muslim is what this is all about. I'm a Muslim. I don't look at the people that I support or the things that I do for because of their race, color, or whatever their preference may be. And I never have, and I never will. But it's still happening right here, right under our very noses. So if it's not the taxes, if it's not the sewer fees, the gentrification that's going on in Paterson is real. People are being pushed out of this community. People are being forced out through violence, through filth, through crime, knocking down 2 and 3 homes to put in 40 and 60 units with no parking. Your zoning board's been compromised, your planning board's been compromised, and a lot of you have been compromised. And the mayor has been compromised. Everybody knows that. We need a change. You know I'm running for office. I served 12 years there. I served as a council president, and I did my job the way it was supposed to be done. And the job that I did as a councilman then, I was doing it as a mayor. So can you imagine that I become the mayor of the city of Patterson? Well, some people can't, but a lot of people can. If we're going to turn this city around, this is our opportunity. Stop voting because of somebody you know, because of a friend, because of a relationship. Let's do the right thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm born and raised in the city of Patterson. This is my passion. For 4 years, Mayor Saya campaigned that everything that was going on in South Patterson was going to take place across the entire city. It has not happened. And I'll conclude by saying this. These are his words. Those videos exist. You can go on YouTube, you can go online, you can see all the promises that he made. We have not improved one single bit. For the last 4 years, this man has been campaigning, but he hasn't been campaigning for Patterson or advocating for Patterson. He's been campaigning because he wants another position. And he's been doing it on a level in the state of New Jersey where he's at every event, every opportunity he has to be on the TV to promote himself. And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you because a blind man can see this. So let's wake up, let's open up our eyes and ears, and let's do the right thing. I'm not advocating for any council members. I'm advocating for myself. There is talent there, but you need to identify who that talent is. If you want to bring them back, you will bring them back. But let's not go backwards. This mayor has had 4 years. He has failed us. Thank you.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker is D. Minera, M-I-N-A-Y-A, D. Minera. Minaya.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is R. Davis.
Who's the next speaker?
Who's that? Minaya, okay, he's here.
Minaya from Passaic.
Minaya. You said Patterson.
Hello, my name is Diomedes Minaya from City of Passaic. I've been working for too many candidates, even Ballas, Mendes, all of them, even for Maurice, I think one day. But the one thing that we have to understand, we have Patterson and we have Passaic. It becoming the worst. Patterson bring the same problem to Passaic. So it's nothing different. But I'm here to tell you that we need to change the way this mayor he running the city of Patterson, because that's going to affect even Patterson and also Passaic. We have a family. We know what's going on in the city of Patterson. And I'm supporting Aslan Gao because I believe that's the leader that we needed for city of Patterson. It's not because we need a mayor in the city of Patterson.
To the mic.
Okay. We don't need a mayor for the city of Patterson.
I don't, Diomedes, it's just that from up, they're saying that you're speaking too loud, so people out, so just kind of stay away from the microphone.
Okay, all right. So one of the things that I'm bringing over here in the city of Patterson, we had to change our mentality, the way we support every candidate. They are coming and promise the same, and nothing changes. All the time coming and promise, when the election time coming up, we had to think it, we had to understand the procedure we have to work. Also, make sure you vote count. Don't let nobody vote for you. Vote for God to wait. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Just.
I'm sorry, Madam President. Next speaker is R. Davis.
I haven't seen him on my payroll.
Okay, so this is the gentleman that you called before you called?
That was the gentleman who spoke. And then R. Davis.
Okay.
R.D., okay.
Sir, can you put your name into the record?
Yes, D. Davis, 250 Ebony Ave, Patterson.
Sir, I cannot hear, sir? I'm speaking, I cannot hear you.
Oh.
Your
D.
name?
Davis, 250 Ebony Ave, Patterson.
Okay.
I normally don't come down to these meetings. I used to come down, and most of you up there know me from the old school. Sure. The thing is this. It's okay. Time can run because what I got to say ain't gonna take long. Some people just sold Patterson out for 2%. Anybody ever see the movie Cheech and Chong? Have any of you ever seen Cheech and Chong movie with marijuana? Okay. Not one person mentioned making rules for our young people to make sure they don't get affected by this. Not one, and especially the mayor. Okay. He put up buildings look like prison. You ever heard the expression, paint the city gray? Prison. Those buildings had no ventilation. And most police chiefs of major cities state that reason crime is so high because of poor education. So what do you think marijuana is going to do when I'm sitting next to the mayor's son in the park? You're next to your kids, your grandkids. You have done all the wrong moves here. It ain't for the money, it's for the damn souls. Anybody ever done the math? Did they ask the accountant, what should we charge for this? You got people selling drugs for $10 on the street where they're gonna be selling, it ain't gonna happen. Only person gonna make money is that person at that place of selling that drug for that moment in time to the suburbs. And now the other thing is, when they get the drugs, do they leave Patterson or do they decide to stop at the park and say, well, hell, why should I drive and waste my time? Did anybody think about that? How are you going to police that? The police are tired. They're going to be getting high. Hell. It's called contact. I remember back in the times when they had the posters that glow and everything else, and my family used to smoke weed and everything else. I'd be sitting in my bedroom while they had little parties at night. The contact came in there. I got brain problems. You got a 13-year-old kid, I got proof. He's 13-year-old in the 5th grade. And the first thing they say, he got ADD, weed. No, it's weed. That's what put him there. I took him to Huntington Learning Center, and they tested him. He's on a 3rd to 4th grade level. I got proof, and I'm going to sue. So I'm telling everybody in Patterson, when they started, your kids get infected, sue. Sue immediately. Take your kids to a special center outside the system and get them tested, because your taxpayer's going to pay for it.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker, Mr. Filippelli. Mr. Frank Filippelli.
Frank Filippelli. No. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker, Earl Ursulina.
I'm sorry?
Earl Ursulina. Not there.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, next speaker is Michelle Tobias.
Not here.
Michelle Tobias. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker look like Martes Chicago.
What is the name?
It said Martes. It looked like Martesciago.
Martis Ciago. Next speaker.
Antonio Jimenez.
Antonia Jimenez. Next speaker.
Francisca Nunez.
Francisca, are you speaking? Francisca? Francisca.
Francesca. Is that the person?
Francisca, did you sign your name? You looked very shocked.
Yeah.
Okay. You're shocked.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked. Well,
all right. Please, silence.
All right. Good evening. I'm a little surprised, but yes, I would like to officially announce that I am supporting Alcee McDowell for mayor. The reason I'm doing this is because I already sat down with him and spoke to him, and everything that he's bringing to the table is what we need. Unfortunately, the mayor is not here, and he's not here. He's never here. He has done shady stuff, And just to see this just made me laugh because he really did pimp Patterson. He really did. I'm officially saying it. He's very disrespectful. He's been disrespectful to me. And I don't tolerate disrespect. So I wish luck to all the councils at large. But officially, also, I'm supporting Councilwoman Lalisa Mims, because she has always been in the pavement, always been helping, and whenever I call her, she picks up the phone. So I wish everybody luck, but we need new people sitting up there, because Patterson needs to change. All right.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker is Mr. Gregory Mayetta. Gregory
Mayetta. Hello, how are you?
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Local businessman, investor, and property owner of Patterson. First of all, I want to tell you, I learned from a Passaic County Community College student tonight that Ernest Rucker always asks for 5 minutes. So I haven't been here, I haven't been to the meeting in 30 years. So what I got to say is pretty important. And I just wanted to know one other thing.
So one second, Mr. Mayetta, are you asking for 5 minutes?
No. What I want to ask for is the 7 people that aren't here, I want to ask for 21 minutes added to my 5 minutes. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to tell you that you all look fabulous. All right? You all look great. I want to tell Abdelaziz that he doesn't have to worry about Ward 6 because it's probably the best ward that we got going in the city right now. So he's not here. I just wanted to tell him so maybe you guys could relay the message. I have some facts here. One of my properties, 56 Albion Avenue, okay? 56 Albion Avenue in 2017, the taxes were $11,552. 2018, the taxes were $12,073. I think the mayor took over in 2018, right? Let me say something. I'm friends with the mayor. I think I'm friends with the mayor. I still want to be friends with the mayor. Most importantly, I think that everybody here has to understand I love this city, and I'm sure you all do too. But we have to work together no matter what happens after this election. And that's very, very important. So in 2018, my taxes were $12,073. 2019, my taxes were $13,150. In 2020, my taxes were $13,673. In 2021, my taxes for this house, okay, was $14,658.90. That's an increase of close to $4,000. All right? Listen, this is crazy what's going on, okay? I don't understand what direction the city's going into. And you people vote here every day. So before we vote on something, you really got to think about what we're doing. Before you vote on the budget, before you vote on this. But the last 4 years for me is like horrendous. Because, listen, we made the top 100 list of crime and violence, the highest crime and violence. Wait a minute. Not in the state of New Jersey, not in the Northeast Corridor, but in the country. We're 97. Could you imagine? I don't know how many cities are in the United States, but we're number 97. Camden, and I forget the other one. Trenton, okay? I mean, honestly, I like Andre Sayer. I supported Andre Sayer. But we're not there. We're doing something that's not right, and I just, I don't really get it. So, my sewer bill, same house. You guys ready for this? Okay. 2017, $607. 2018, $607. That was before Andre came in. Okay? 2019, $617. 2020, $801.66. So, I go to 2021, all right? And this is like totally, now think about me, I don't only have one property, I'm an investor in Patterson, right? $1,293. My sewer bill for one house. Wake up, property owners, wake up, there's something wrong. 2022, because you just put the sewer bills out, and because you guys are late, right, I got to pay both bills by May 30th, right? I got to pay both bills, right? So it's a good thing I could handle money correctly, because otherwise I'd be in trouble. 2022, $1,293. Remember, we started at $607. So,
No, give him 20 more minutes. I love this.
I'm sorry?
Give you 20 more minutes. I love it. You can
Councilman,
go on.
councilman,
So,
council members,
It's facts.
so
council members.
listen, I'm a businessman in Patterson, okay? Remember one thing, this is not, it's not funny, it's serious stuff, all right? I've been talking to property owners in my area. The streets are filthy. I mean, I've been driving around. I go to M Signs on that side street in the back of Straight Street, right? There's a side street over there. I forget the name of it. I mean, I can't, my car, forget about it. The bumps, the roads, the potholes, right? All right, so I'm on Facebook with Andre. He comes up with the vehicle, the pothole, the new truck that he's got for the pothole, you know? Listen, why didn't we do this 4 years ago? But it's not, listen, it's not only the mayor, right? You guys sat in those chairs, right? I mean, if we care about the city, right, we have to do something. So I was a strong supporter of Andre Sayre, okay? I have a problem. I have buildings. So if I told you how many tickets I got for garbage outside my buildings, I mean, am I like the garbage police? When I'm not at my building at night, I can't watch my building and tell my tenants, or this is the newest thing, I got people on video. They come to my Chauncey Street building from other stores, and they leave their garbage in my driveway on Chauncey Street by the laundromat. You know where it is, Louis, right?
Yes, I am.
And they leave their garbage. Right now, I left it there. I was going to clean it up today, but I left it all weekend because I want you guys to drive by Chauncey Street tonight when you leave, and I want you to look at that right there. That's from other people, not me. That's from other people. So, listen, you can't penalize the building owners, the business owners. You gotta clean the streets. We pay.
Mr. Mayetta, you are over the time.
Okay, I'm
Please
almost
wrap
finished.
up.
I'm almost finished. We pay our taxes, right? So we have people that can clean up. Why? Now the mayor put in UEZ money to hire an outside company.
Mr. Mayetta.
Okay.
My
No problem.
apologies, because you have a full room
I
here,
understand
and
that, but I
we
want to tell
cannot-
you one thing. There's 33 speakers. With all due respect, Council President, Maritza DeVilla, with all due respect, you have 33 speakers. 7 of them copped out, right? 7.
Not one, not
Okay.
7, but...
6.
Mr. Mayetta, I'm giving you asked
Okay.
for time, I allowed it, you're over the 5
Okay,
minutes, and
so
I
here
just
we
want you to
go.
wrap
This
up.
is the last thing I'm going to say. I know Ashlon Gow for over 15 years. He was a councilman for 12 years. He was council president. He sat right where you sit right now. He was a police officer for 16 years. He has a good plan. He's a great guy. Please, Patterson, City of Patterson, before you vote with these mail-in ballots, before you vote, think about who you're voting for. It's very, very important election. This is the most important election in the history of the City of Patterson.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, next speaker.
Yes, Madam President.
Excuse me,
Next
Madam
speak-
Clerk.
Please.
Excuse me.
Mr.
Madam Clerk,
Michael.
next speaker.
Mr. Michael Itel.
Excuse me, Madam Clerk.
Michael.
Yes, sir.
Michael, we're
Yes,
going
speak to the
on
President.
by the list. Mr. Atel is next.
Good evening, council members. My name is Mike Lytle. I live at 463 Preakness Ave. And I am very proud and very honored to support Aslan Gow. I've known him for 25 years. I'm not getting paid for this. I didn't ask Andre for a job. I didn't ask Aslan for a job. I supported the mayor. Some people said I was a pom-pom for him. I am absolutely very disappointed in him. Very disappointed in him. I drive around the city of Patterson. I post videos on there. The garbage that's on Vesper Street yesterday was absolutely horrible. On Ryle Road, it looks like zombies walk up and down the street. We hear the great plans and we hear all the great things that are going on, and absolutely nothing is going on. Right on Ryle Ave, right next to Florio's building, he has a camera. There's drugs being sold. His camera doesn't pick up that. Nobody sees that. I see it every day. I see the other day a woman from the dog pound left the dog pound. She came back 20 minutes later. There was a car parked, an abandoned car parked up by the dog pound. This is absolutely horrible. This has to stop. The streets are dirty. I've never seen in all my time, and even though I didn't live here for a lot of time, I was here every day. This is absolutely horrible. And they talk about taxes. Where I live, the guy pays $125,000 a year in property taxes. You can look it all up. He pays his own garbage collection. He pays his own recycling. He gets no services from the city of Patterson, and yet you charge him $125,000 a year for property taxes. So you're telling people he's a small investor. They don't have a lot of money. What we're doing here is we're pushing out homeowners and small investors in the city of Patterson. We're allowing Florio, and Florio can come after me all he wants. We're allowing him to compromise the boards to approve these big buildings. We're overcrowding the school system. The infrastructure is falling apart. We can't handle the sewers now. City services are not being met as it is, yet you're adding more to it. This all started when Kramer was in office, and I'm a Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat. The Democratic Party needs to drive around Patterson. I hear that Cory Booker's coming to Patterson soon. I want to drive him around Patterson and show him that anybody who supports the Democratic Party, just because it's Democratic Party, needs to drive around the city of Patterson. Every single city that's run by a Democratic Party is horrible. We have the highest crime rate. Guns, I hear gunshots all the time. The police radio goes off. Ambulances goes off. This doesn't happen in Clifton. This never happens in Parsippany. Taxes are lower. Taxes here in Patterson are out of control. And why are we out of control? It's because we have an administration that I'm very disappointed on. This is not personal against the mayor. The voters are the stockholders of the city. They elect the mayor to lead the ship. The ship is sinking. It's time to get off. It's simple as that. The council people, there are some pushback on the council people. I'm not going to get into who I support and who I don't support. But we need whoever the council is going to be next time around, we need them to be out there every day and not just say, look what I'm doing, because that's what you're getting paid for. I want the city council to hopefully pass an amendment, lower their salary. Then that will show that people that can do the job, like Clifton. Clifton doesn't get paid the money they get paid here. Clifton's a cleaner town. Prospect Park is part-time council. If this is a part-time job, we need to show the people that we really care. I understand that people need the money. But when you show the people you don't care and you're running for higher office, as we have the mayor wants to run for higher office, we need a mayor, we need administration and a council people that truly do care about the city of Patterson. We can't say, well, we're going to stay here for a little while and we're looking for higher office. That has to stop. We need people who have the heart and soul in the city of Patterson. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker, Mr. Ricky Shaw.
Ricky Shaw. Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Cameo Black.
I ain't picking it up. Cameo Black. Do I have to say my address? The same block as my councilman. I'm here to say a couple of things. First, last week, I don't appreciate being attacked. That was unnecessary. When y'all send people for people, just know the next time, well, he hit me, he got hit back. The thing got 1.7 views. Everybody saying it was Mike Jackson that was fighting to clear the air. It was not Mike Jackson. I got hit, and I hit back. My other thing is, last week, always, the administration, y'all always on the phone, this family crying out for help. They texting, they don't give them no eye contact, it's disrespectful. Another thing, this for you, Council President. I want to know, last week, you sat here and told the family, my heart go out to you, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I watched you on every live, sitting there with the mayor, laughing, smiling. Did you ever tap him to say, did you find out anything about Felix? Because you've been on every live with him. You ain't asked no questions while you was next to him? His right hand? That's what I want to know from you. Did you ask any questions? Do you have any updates on Felix? That's what I want to know from you. Because you was in every single live. I followed you all week long, and it just disturbed the hell out of me that you smiled so. I got it. I screenshotted every one. I screenshotted every last one. Every ribbon cutting he did, you was teeth, smiles, red lipstick. But not one time did you ask him, did you got any updates on Felix? Have you asked him? No. I don't think you did at all. At all. And y'all need to do better as the administration. Every time somebody is in here talking, y'all always on the phone. Only reason why y'all got off the phone last week because I cursed y'all out. And it shouldn't have to take for somebody to speak up. This is what y'all get paid for, to sit in these damn chairs. It's a circus every week where everybody come here. Y'all don't even understand. People come here to laugh at y'all because y'all all clowns. All of them.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker is Mr. Teague, Mr. Corey Teague. Corey?
All right. Corey Teague, 65 Prince Street, Patterson. As you all know, well, let me clear up something real quick before. Two things. Number one, Councilman Jackson did not fight anybody. He did not hit anybody. He did not instigate the fight. Mike Jackson is Mike Jackson. You call him out, he's gonna call you out. He's like me. That's why. Hey, that's the way we are, because he cares about his community and his city. That's the first thing. Number two, I'm here representing the family as an advocate for the family. There's some people out there saying, oh, he's trying to practice law. That's incorrect. If you can prove that, I invite you to try to prove it. Anybody can look up rules and regulations and laws and standards and share that information. As long as you don't try to give them specific points about the specific case that they're in, you can't do that, but you can definitely share information and things that they need to know about certain laws and rules and regulations. But I am here as an activist for this family. I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm not about to stop now. The family is here tonight because we're on day number 88. That means it's going to be 3 months solid. This doesn't make sense, folks. I'm sorry. This makes absolutely no sense. How a 41-year-old man can, after having an unpleasant encounter with Patterson police, can just disappear into thin air after that incident, disappear into thin air. And there was also a couple of minutes that the family saw that was very disturbing. So after that altercation and after what took place after that, for him to just disappear and for them to say, oh, we left him somewhere that he asked us to leave him, you don't get to leave them someplace that they asked you to leave them if you said that they were inebriated. And inebriated is another word for drunk or intoxicated. If you say that they were unable to properly care for themselves at that moment, they're in your care. So your job is to take them somewhere where the family could go get them. They didn't even care if you took them to the county or the or 111 Broadway, as long as they could go get him and bring him back home, or go to the hospital, get him, bring him back home. But for it to be 88 days and nothing happened. Nothing happened. And there's no police report. When I went searching, there's no police report. They had a police report on several people in the room here, but there's no police report about what happened to Felix De Jesus. There's no information that's being provided to the family. And it's very disturbing to me as a community member that this family has to still come here after almost 88 days and still receive no answers. For them, the answer is for Felix De Jesus to be found. For them to get a phone call to come get your brother. Come get your brother, come get your father, come get your son. His mother is here tonight. Is she here? His mother is here. And it's not easy for her to come out here. If I'm not mistaken, she just underwent surgery. Am I correct? Yes. So this is not something easy for her to do. But she's here tonight because she's missing her son. And those of you who are parents, you couldn't imagine missing your child for 5 minutes. Let's just say the school bus didn't show up on time and your child wasn't home 5 minutes after they're normally used to coming home. You would lose your mind. You wouldn't even want to deal with that. This woman is being made to live without her son, no answers and don't know where he is, and it's been 88 days. Patterson, look at this woman. When you vote on May 10th, remember her face. That's right. That's right. And remember who's responsible for making sure that this woman got her son back. I want y'all to remember her face, okay? Remember her face. This is what matters. Because if you're not going to look out for the small people in your community, I'm not talking about these rich people and the people that are connected and the people that are the party bosses. I'm talking about everyday citizens that live in your community. It's not how you stand with the strong, but it's how you walk with those that are weak. The people that are low, the people that you don't think matter. That's the people that you walk with. So look at her. When you get ready to vote, keep this image in your face. And remember who was in power when this woman was disrespected. Remember who was in power when this woman was put down. Remember who was in office when this woman was treated the way she was. Remember who held the highest office in this city when she went through what she went through. Just remember that.
No sire. No
Thank you.
sire.
Thank you very much, Mr. Teague. So to the family, Mr. Teague is that, Madam Clerk, what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow, since the family is here, I know that few of them signed up. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Go together.
Okay, so.
Giovanni and Crystal.
I'm sorry?
Giovanni and Crystal signed.
Yes, so I'm going to have Giovanni and Crystal speak next.
Yeah, they're next.
Well, today's 88 days, like Mr. T said. I'm here tonight because I want answers. I already gave y'all all the questions that I had. Now, on my right-hand side, I have his little son. On my left-hand side, I have his older daughter. The other one, I have my older brother. I have my mom here with me. Come here, mami. Come here. Come here. Lo voy a decir en español. Si ustedes son madre y padre allá afuera, por favor, la madre mía está sufriendo mucho, pero el hermano mío, nosotros estamos todos sufriendo, pero el hermano mío, nosotros necesitamos respuesta de esta comunidad, de este mayor, del Corporation Council, que me sacó la última vez, que me dijo que me iba a dar respuesta. La gente que me metieron en ese cuarto me hicieron promesas falsas, porque a este mismo minuto, todavía mismo, yo no le puedo dar respuesta a la madre mía a dónde está mi hermano. Lo único que les puedo decir y explicarle que 2 guardias corruptos arrestaron a mi hermano, ¿verdad? Y mi hermano pidiéndole ayuda a esos 2 guardias, los guardias lo soltaron en una área de un parque. Y eso no es justo. Esto duele, esto es depresión. Un día como hoy, voy a tirar los 15 años para atrás, un día como hoy que me duele mucho. Me mataron mi mejor amigo con un tiro. Y aquí estoy peleando hoy con mi hermano, que no lo encuentro. Tengo mucho sufrimiento. Like I said earlier, 15 years ago, one of my friends died from a gunshot violent in Paterson, New Jersey. Now I'm here in the same day that he got killed, fighting for my brother. Corporation Council, please, I'm asking for answers. You've been telling me soon. 88 days now, you don't have no answers for me? 88 days into this, you haven't sat down with Mr. Andre Sayas, Council President. You guys haven't sat down with this mayor and asked him, where is Felix? Look at his family. Look how hurt are they? Now, we have to bring pressure and more pressure and more pressure. We're not a violent person, as your 2 officers did. There was violent. They took my brother, and my brother don't appear right now. I want answers. My mom wants answers before I leave tonight. I don't want to hear this is under investigation, because we all know it is under investigation. Y'all should have had answers by now and today. That's all I want.
To us after the election.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, Crystal's next?
Yes, Crystal is next, yes.
We also have, just to put on record, we also have a couple more speakers within the family. So, good evening, council members. Today I come 88 days. 88 days. I don't want you to just listen. I don't want you to walk away. I don't want you to eat. I want you to feel. Not just hear. I want you to listen and feel. Put yourself in my shoes. Put yourself in these family shoes. We've been here, council meeting after council meeting after council meeting. Felix just didn't go missing because he went missing. Felix went missing after being in the hands of state officials, 2 officers, and after then he never was seen again. 3 months now, almost. Patterson's in trouble. There's no incident report. There's no police report. There's no interactions report. There's nothing but a body cam that shows 4 minutes of a civilian, a human, someone's son, someone's father pleading for help. If you don't know the proper protocol to certain situations, then you should call higher above to get, or something. Someone that can get you a better answer or a better solution than what you have. Because no one was the good apple that day. No one standed out that day. Not the lieutenant, not the chief. No one standed out. No one did. Okay? He's been missing for 3 months. We have no answers for 3 months. For state police to sit here and say that they have exhausted all resources, as in they can close this case and it can go into cold case, meaning a mother, a brother, children will be left with no answers, right? And I have to address, when the mayor did sit here and have this meeting with us, right? He sat here and mentioned, oh, we are assisting with boats and we have spent millions and billions of dollars assisting with the rescue team and the sonar cameras and everything. But had it been, because for his electoral, since everything is so political now, right? He said that he feels what Patterson feels off. He got 3 children. What do you feel for this family? Because you gave us goddamn 5-10 minutes after 30 days. Okay? You haven't done nothing else. And the billions and millions of dollars, guess what? Had it been one of your kids, it would have been even tripled. Okay? The search parties would have been even more invasive. And I have to put this on record because it is political season, right? So for us, this family, to go pleading to help to Bill Pascrell's office and the office to turn us down, that they can't help us, goddamn, we need to get him out too. The leadership here is wrong. Everywhere. Like Gal says, it starts from up, goddamn it. It don't start from the bottom. No, it's from the top. We didn't get the crooks out from the top, not the chief. The chief is waiting for pension and retirement somewhere. He don't give a shit about the city. Look at the mayor. He don't even show up to the city. Nothing. Nothing. It's just ridiculous what we're going through. No one, you have to actually feel. You have to feel what we're going through. Every day, it doesn't get better. It gets worse. Because like Corey said, it's like your kid missed the bus 5 minutes and you're going crazy. You don't know what to do. Well, guess what? It's been 3 months almost now. So all the itching, all the desperation, all the anxiety, it's tripled. And if you think that this family is gonna go anywhere, goddamn it, we're only gonna triple. We're not going nowhere because you guys fucked up when you thought he was a bum. The city officials that took him and failed him. And also to put on record for this prosecutor, IA investigations person, right? You said that he wasn't arrested. He was detained. In New Jersey, there is no detain. If you run down on me on a corner and I cannot walk away, I am under your responsibility and care. Okay? So you messed up. And you not having an incident report or interaction report, all you have is a body cam pleading of a civilian pleading for help. Patterson's in trouble. Us residents, we all need to make sure that we sit here and we vote, not just to vote, to listen to who's this. No, we're dying. We're dying, literally dying. We need the help, okay? So we need to make sure that we put the right man in office.
We need the right person in office because it's from the leadership, okay? Patterson's full of trash. Homeless. The homeless are only worse. They're up to East Side, but they keep talking about recreational programs and everything. Now let's go back really quick. Hold on, I gotta go back because that confused this man for a homeless man. One. So now, how many times don't EMT, the fire chief is here, right? So how many times does an EMT get, oh, I have an overdose, I have an OD right here in the park. But how don't we know that you state officials didn't bring him to that park because you didn't want to do proper protocol, proper paperwork, or anything. And now the guy OD'd because he had a bag in his pocket and he died. Now you got a John Doe in the morgue and you're ready to burn him and ash him because there's no family behind him. Well, with this one, we have a gang. And we're going to continue to triple here, okay? Patterson's in trouble. Us residents are in trouble. The police department is not here to protect and serve. They're here to beat us. They're here to get us killed. There's a gang back there, okay? We got to be scared of that gang because this one back here is the one that's going to protect us. Everyone back there is the one that's going to dig you deeper in, okay? That's what's going on. A 41-year-old man doesn't just go missing. He doesn't just go missing. And for someone to tell you it's going to be cold case, it's only going to get worse from here. You better hope you have the right paperwork to back up everything because everyone that has something to do will be held accountable. Trust me, there has to be some type of levels of accountability. And if someone ain't start, well then goddamn it, we going to start today.
Thank you very much.
You sure? You sure? Okay, I got you one there. Okay, good evening. My name is Angie. I thank God. I'm upset that I don't live in Patterson because this is the one election I really want to come vote for. Okay, this is the one election. You guys, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are here to advocate for us. And not damn one of you. I believe just one. I'm not going to say the name, but one, he has been the only one that's been communically. Only one, consistently, he's the only one. No one. And the problem I'm having with this council is when they're not here, and that's why I'm upset because they left, because I wanted to approach them. Corporate council, councilman from the 6th ward, councilman from the 2nd ward, and even you, council president. I'm not saying anything wrong, but when we're up here speaking, the faces you guys make is disrespectful. Incredible. Okay? I understand you guys don't want to hear the shit no more. It's been almost 3 months that my compay has been missing. 2 weeks ago, corporate council said, soon you'll get a result. I want to know what your definition of soon is. Because according to the dictionary, the definition of soon is defined as in a short time, in the near future, or quickly. An example of soon is arriving in 5 minutes from now, as in arriving soon. An example of soon is RSVPing for an event within a few days from the time you were invited, as in RSVPing soon after you received the invitation. Another definition is in or after a short time. It's a pity you have to leave soon. I'm trying to fathom the thought how my compay, a grown-ass man, just magically went poof from the face of the earth. Okay? I don't want to think negatively, but how the hell else are we supposed to think positively if no one gives us an answer and the only thing we have is a video of 2 dumbass police officers that are supposed to protect us beating the shit out of my compay, breaking his arm. He's pleading for help with just a t-shirt on under cold blue weather, and he just poof, he evaporated into thin air. How is this possible? So my question, this is what I'm going to leave with. Councilman Jackson, Mendez, Velez, and even Gao, if he already left, I want to know, because at this point, we're only going to get answers after the election. What are you guys going to do for us? What is it that's going to be done for us to know what happened? That's what we want to know. Is he still alive? Is he dead? Because at this point, how can we be positive? How can there be any type of positivity if no one gives us any answers? How?
What kind of investigation they doing?
They're doing a booty investigation.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, the next speaker.
That's it?
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker, Christian Nieve. Christian.
How you doing, Christian? 79 East 12th Street, Patterson, New Jersey. I'm a resident, also my brother. Well, I just gotta know, since the lieutenant's here, the deputy of chief is here, let the record know who y'all work for. Are y'all state police or are y'all public servants? Do y'all work for the public or do y'all work for the state? Because that's what's going on. Like, obviously they forget who they work for when they in the position that they get in. They're public work servants. They're here to protect and serve Patterson, New Jersey. Do they feel as if my brother was protected and served on that night? Because if it is, prove us wrong. Prove us wrong where a Patterson police officer sees someone intoxicated, picks him up and drop him off somewhere else. Let me know. Clarify it. Like, look, officers need to be held accountable. They want to free their name, they didn't do nothing? Release the cameras. Release the videos of them from when they first, not the middle of from the first altercation to the point that they was no longer in sight. That's simple. We're not asking for a lotto number. We're not asking for the mega ball. No, we're asking for what we are entitled to as Patterson residents and having this encounter with a Patterson officer who's still getting paid today. Yesterday was, I hate to bring it up, Lowry's family. Today is my family. Tomorrow, whose family is it gonna be?
Hopefully it'll be one of yours.
Come on, more police, more police. That's not our problem. Well, we got 6 wards and 200 officers. How we don't have enough police here in Patterson? We got 8 entrances, 8 exits. How we don't have enough police in Patterson to protect our streets? Or when they see somebody that's hurting. Because we got kids out here that need help. That we see them walking down the street and are crying. But officers don't know how to take the time out to go see what's going on with that kid. Just pull the car over and be like, excuse me, kid, how can I help you? This is what I'm here for, to protect you, your community, your property, and the society of Patterson. This is what I'm here for today. Not to show off my gun, because we don't need nobody to show off guns. They everywhere. We see them every night. We need somebody that's going to help us when we need help. How to take a negative situation and make it positive. Stop approaching negative situations. And it's like I say, yes, we blame the trainers, because that's where it comes from. From up there, from letting them be, you know what, he's ready, let him go. No, he wasn't ready. You just told him how to hold a gun and put handcuffs on, that's it. But you ain't tell him how to handle an intoxicated person or a person that's in need. Let's just say somebody has mental health, or that he had mental health. You don't take no one, look, you don't take no one to a crazy person to the bridge and tell him to jump. If you see him there, no, you'll be held accountable for that person. You take him, and if you could talk to him and bring him off the ledge and bring him down, now you did something for your community. You don't drop him off there. Another thing is, I think Mr. Moody, a lot of y'all in here probably know Mr. Moody, the Total Life Program, 60 Temple, if y'all didn't know. And Mr. Moody always said one thing. He said a pen is a powerful thing. Why? Because documentation beats conversation. Where is the documents that they arrested my brother? Where is they?
Where's the paper trail?
Where is the documentation? Come on, man. Patterson, we got to do better. We got to wake up. We got to do better. And if they wrong, they wrong. Get them out. We don't need them.
Get them out.
We don't need them. You know why? Because when they leave Patterson, guess where they going? They're going to Mawa. They're going to Franklin Lakes. They're going to Wyckoff's. Places that they don't have to deal with this. They're going home at the end of the night and laying their head down. We need officers that don't want to leave the city because they love their job.
That's right.
And there's some out there. Look for them. There's some officers right now that don't want to leave the city because they love what they do. They love the community. They like going to the store and having a communication with their residents. Engaging in conversation. Not an officer that's going to grab you because they see you on the corner and put you on. Whoa, guys walking to the store. That's not how you do.
Lieutenant for backup because
Look.
This is the family that they want to harass.
They are here to protect and serve. Let that be clear. For the record, they're here to protect and serve community, the society, and the property of Paterson, New Jersey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christian. Madam Clerk, next speaker.
Yes, ma'am. Next speaker
All this, right? And we still won't get a motherfucking answer.
Mr. Rucker. Mr. Rucker.
They watch every week, but nobody says nothing.
Mr. Rucker, you're next.
Where is he? He know where he at. You know where he at. You know exactly where he at. Because the mayor probably told you where he was at. Well, you could have swallowed your sandwich.
Madam Clerk, the next speaker.
Hold up.
Mr. Rucker, he heard me. He's good.
The reason I asked this family on the Strucker Passage to stay, if there is one item during this whole election time that's going to sink this mayor, is this item. 90 days, 3 months with nothing. Where is the full body cam? Where are the reports? Please, don't tell me this mayor said to this family they've spent millions of dollars, because that's bullshit. They haven't spent millions of dollars on this case. They know they have not spent millions of dollars on this case. But they're ignoring not just the population, but the soul of Paterson. When you ignore a family looking for their loved ones. This mayor will go down in history, leaving this family on this side of the fence to have to deal with this with no recourse. Days are coming. I understand while I'm here that the mayor's already had a governor come in to support him. I don't know what the hell that meant. Evidently he didn't ride down to Governor Carroll. He had a senator come to support him. Well, he sure didn't go to Auburn Street. Okay? Now he has my friend, Cory Booker, coming to endorse him, which I will be calling Cory's office tomorrow. Yes, sir. I had said to you here one day, I will work for anybody other than this mayor. I would die and go to hell before I give a vote to Andre Saya. This poster was up. I thought it was cute. Andre Saya, poverty pimp. But see, people I think they don't understand this. He's making sure other people get rich and we get poor. That's what's happening. On election days, family, on election day, prove your point. Remove this mayor. You know, I have friends in administration. There's nothing against y'all, my friends. But I'm going to tell you what's got to happen. Andre Saya has pimped Paterson. Andre Saya has used public employees to do political things, and even this damn council did not decide to question him on it or do some type of investigation. It's time that we all understand something. We're in dire straits here. And I know some of you all support the mayor. I really don't care. Just give me a minute. I really don't care who you support. What I do care about is returning a monster back in that seat. The man once told me, because every time I met with him, I always talked about quality of life. When he got tired of me talking about quality of life, he turned into a smart ass. When he turned into a smart ass, I turned into a smarter ass. Do not vote for Andre Saya. He will destroy this city and destroy it fast.
Madam Clerk, next speaker.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Gilmore, Mr. Dave Gilmore.
So sad.
You don't gotta leave. You just stay right there.
Yeah, you can stay.
You stay right there. Because I'm gonna talk about this, and it's important. Dave Gilmore, Patterson. Couple of things. First of all, I want to say that the Attorney General's office has contacted me, and we will have a meeting to discuss my allegations of criminality against this administration. It's happening. Not happening soon enough, but for the election, but it's going to happen. Secondly, the comment was made about the little people. Was that you? We're not taking care of the little people? Somebody said that. So in reference to that, in this election, in the early voting that's been established and passed by the county, they said that they're only going to put 2 polling places in the city. 2 polling places. One at ICPC, one at the firehouse. That's the 3rd Ward and the 2nd Ward. 2 polling places in the city. So what happens to the poor people in the 1st, 4th, 5th wards? No access, no easy access to get to vote. It's voter suppression. It's voter suppression. And you have to stand up and say something about it. You can't accept that. Why you're not going to allow or ease the pathway for the poor people to vote. It's discriminatory. It's the same thing they did when they brought the COVID money and put the vaccinations in William Patterson College when people couldn't travel to get to vaccinations. It's a laissez-faire, don't care, don't give a damn about the people in the city of Patterson. And this is reflective of what's happening here. 90 days. Are you kidding me? It's too much. And there's nobody with any sense of urgency talking about it. It's just, well, to coin the phrase, I mean, soon wouldn't be good enough for me. Soon is not good enough for me. As far as this election, continuing on that point, the abuse of this administration in the electoral process, 3 times they went to try to get petitions denied. 3 times. Where are we going next? Supreme Court? 3 times. Blasted the clerk. Have you received a public apology yet for what they did to you? No, don't answer because I don't want you to get in trouble. But I know she didn't. No public apology. All of the berating and names and incompetence and all the other things that they tried to associate to her during that process. The same process used that other people used over 20 years. And all of a sudden it was no good. Going after former Councilman Gow to say he didn't live here. He's been cleared and exonerated. How much more abuse can we take from this guy? Now all of a sudden, Cory Booker's coming, and Ras Barak has been scheduled to come here as well. Did that go away or is he not coming?
Has nothing to do with the mayor. Has nothing to do with the mayor.
Everything has something to do with the mayor. Well, you had your time to talk, right?
I said it had nothing to do with the mayor.
Let me say what I want to say.
That has nothing to do with the mayor. Okay?
I said it has something to do with the mayor. So you say what you want, I'm going to say what I want. So at the end of the day, there's a lack of accountability, a lack of urgency related to this guy, and he has to go. He has to go. The Attorney General is not coming fast enough. I would advise members of the administration, get your resumes ready because you're not going to have a job.
Next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Ms. Wahida Mohammed. Ms. Mohammed, is she here?
She's not here.
She's not
Next
here.
speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker, Mr. Bernard Jones. Bernard Jones.
Hello. I'm Bernard Jones. I'm here for the citizens of A Better Patterson. Actually, we have created a report card for the mayor on the issues that are affecting the citizens of this city. We are upset that the taxes are up 7.2%. We are upset that the mayor was able to take, who can follow Ernest Rucker, but he's the boss, I'm gonna give him that. It's okay, that's Ernest Rucker, we forgive him. Listen, the citizens of Patterson are really upset right now. You have to realize that here in May 2020, the average one-home family was paying $80 for the sewer bill. Here in 2021, they're paying $381. You had 94 killings in this city in the last 4 years. The mayor has not addressed any of those issues that are affecting the people. We have prostitutes and addicts up and down Broadway. No one is focusing on those issues that are damaging our city. You had the mayor take $1.11 million. That was $193,000 for the first-time home buyers grant, $914,000 from the Veterans Program, and give it to a developer at Hitchcliff Stadium, which would not even benefit the homeowners of this city. You had 4,726 properties put on the tax roll for the first time in the history of Patterson. There's been a real estate boom. Why are you raising taxes every single year? The question is, where is the money? The city council, I don't think the citizens know that the city council is Congress and the mayor is the president. You guys have the power to say to the mayor, we will not pass a bill, we will not pay a bill, we will not pass your budget until you give us answers. And the council has not held the mayor accountable. We should have shut a lot of things down and we would have been able to get answers from the mayor if the council, if the council would have held the mayor accountable. Yes, there are some council members that voice their opinion on the mayor and says some things, but guess what? At the end of the day, if you could not bring the body together as one and say, we're here to represent the people, you all failed. And that's all I have to say. It is time that we really focus on getting this guy out of office. He has harmed and damaged this city totally. And just because you have a smile and you hug me and pat me on the back does not mean you still can't be someone there to harm me. And the people got to realize that to the taxpayers. I'm ending this. I am being honest with you. I am voting for Alex Mendez 100%, not because he's my friend, because you have shown to be a man of honor and integrity. You and your family have been under attack for 8 years, and you have never changed. You have never stopped smiling. You have never tried to attack anyone. You have shown that I am here to be the man of peace and bring this city back together. And only a man with honor and integrity can sit there and watch everybody attack you and still shake their hands and smile at them and not take it personal. That is a real leader, and I wish you the best. I hope you get that off on May the 10th.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, next speaker.
Yes, Madam President. Next speaker is Mr. Hytham Eunice. Mr. Eunice.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have no chance 2 weeks ago to speak, but you have to give me extra time, please, today. Last 2 weeks ago, we heard people, they talk loudly and endorse another person for a mayor publicly. Dear Pattersonian, I'm coming here to open your eyes in the stories. We have an issue in this city. Either we become a victim or we become a victory. If we clear victory in May 10, voting for André Saïr, we become a victory people, not a victim to have a criminal to rule or run this city. I'm shocked when one of my friends, he was attacked, Council Alex Mendez. He's anti-Afro-American, he's committing fraud voting, and now he endorsed him. 2 years ago, if we go to the record, we see him here in the microphone, he mentioned, oh, Alex, you are anti-black people, you are a racist, you are this and that, you commit fraud election voting, and you have a case. And now, last Sunday, he endorsed him. I don't know what's going on. Okay, okay. And this is, I don't mention anything, I don't mention anybody, okay? This is what happened. This is what happened, quiet, okay? This is shifting. I don't know, it's crazy. Dear Barrisonian, you have to open your eye and focus good. I have no any benefit from anybody of her. Someone 2 weeks ago, he said, oh, they pay you. I tell him, who pay me? I pay for everybody. I give Bill McCoy headquarters for free. I don't ask him for nothing. I support Jeffrey Johns for mayor. I raise money for him. I don't ask him for any position. Okay? I help the good people to get elected. I don't help people to get something out of them, or position, or money to put in my pocket. How am I gonna vote for someone, he drove a car stolen, and his aide has also a stolen vehicle? How am I gonna give it? Someone he gonna go to the jail after a few months. How am I gonna elect him? Doesn't make sense. We have a criminal, they are between of us. We have to refuse him, kick him out. And a lot of people, they come in here, they speak, they are not even voters, they can't vote. They have a criminal record. They talk, they can't vote. We need someone to come into the microphone to speak and vote, okay? I pay a lot of taxes. Someone, he's the supporter for the guys, he came from the mountain. He said, oh, I pay a lot of taxes. I pay a lot of taxes. My taxes for this city more than 170 a year, okay? But we have someone, he said, oh, we should cut their salary. We have employees here, they get very low salaries. I complain the low salary. I have people, I know them work in the city, they get $30,000, $35,000. How are they gonna feed their family for this money? We know the life cost now is very expensive. And everybody, he wanna cover his life cost. I am against the increasing the taxes, but sometime, okay, we have an employee in the city.
Mr. Yunus,
I'm gonna wrap up. We should also look at our workers in the city. We should give him some extra salaries. You know, food expensive, gas expensive, utility expensive, rent is going up. I'm a landlord, I increase my rent, I pay high taxes, I increase rent. This is the life. One hand wash another hand. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up. Okay, we as know it's okay.
Please?
I am okay. They sit talk. I'm coming here to endorse two people. First of all, I'm endorse the Andre Sayer for a position of mayor, 1A, and also I endorse my number 6B, which is the council president. She's a good person. She delivered last 4 years a good job. She's a great person. And we wish her to come back again. And I support you again, Mr. President. And I ask my Barrisonian one more time, please look at the picture from all over, not from small hall.
Thank you,
Jackson, you are my friend. Maybe next time we support you.
Thank you very
You
much,
have a good
Mr.
night.
Yunus.
See you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next speaker, please.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. David Sue. Mr. Sue.
Madam President, I apologize for the outburst.
That's okay.
I want people to use my whole name when they mention me. Thank you.
You have a good night, Mr. Rucker.
Good evening, council members, staff and members of the public. David Sue, 34 Van Houten Street. I've been coming to these chambers for well over 30 years, and I want to talk about what I think is the root of the problem in our community, and it's money, but more specifically, it's what I call the privatization of public money. So what is that? A criminal has dirty money, and they launder it into legitimate money. Here, we take public money, put it into projects, put it into contracts, put it into anybody else's hands outside of the government, and then that money can be controlled and used as you wish. And I think that with this, it's like an addiction, it's like a drug, because there's nearly at least $1 billion, if not more, with the district, school district, and the municipality and the deals that flow through this town. So if you have somebody with an addiction, until you stop the addiction, it's not going to stop. The problem is not going to stop. So I want to give a specific example regarding Mayor Saya.
I met with him a couple of years ago in his office, and I implored him that behind Hinchliffe Stadium is not a good place to put seniors because there's not a lot of resources there, there's no transportation, there's no shops, and you got to walk up a hill just to get to Totowa, down and up a hill, down another hill just to get to downtown. And I said, it's dangerous. I have an old parent. It's dangerous. And his attitude was, that's $50 million. I am not going to give that up. So what does that tell me? It tells me that the people of this city are just a justification to get money so that they can privatize it, and that's their business. So we're fighting over potholes and dirt and problems, people's lives being torn to pieces. It doesn't matter to them because it's about controlling the money. So what does that make us? It makes us bait for money. So as far as I'm concerned, the number one thing I'm looking for in a candidate is that they are not participating in this process or they're doing everything they can to stop it. Because if we don't stop it, it's going to stay the same. I've been here more than 30 years. These problems, I hear people passionately talking about them, but it doesn't really change. And it's the root of this money and its privatization that is the evil that we need to deal with. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Su. The next speaker, Madam Clerk.
Yes, Madam President. Mr. Ali, Abdul Ali.
I said that for myself, so my anger don't come out. I want my intelligence to come out. Andre Sayer, we had a Kwanzaa here on the 26th, and he stood here and talked all about the goodness of African Americans. Then February, Black History Month, he's standing out there in front of City Hall. They civilized people, they this and that. But when he hire us, he give them $30,000, $40,000. Then when he hires somebody that's non-African American, they get $90,000. Let's talk about some of this, Mr. Andre, and I hope you're listening. And for the Muslim world in the Second World and whatever, let me give you a question. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had two sections in his function, Sahabas and Quraysh. The Quraysh people was about politics and economics. The Sahabas was about belief and morality in the people. Andre Sayer has no morality for African American people at all. And I'm gonna tell you something, Mr. President, I love you, but you're part of the bunch too. There's a quote in the Quran that talks about Shaitan had some comrades. Now, why did I mention Shaitan, and why did I mention the Quraysh, and why I mentioned the Sahabas? It's a mindset, not a people. Sahabas is a mindset that brings about morality to help the humanity. The Quraysh has a mindset for money and politics. And this brother making history, Muslim judge, Muslim this. I wondered, all them individuals such as yourself, Mr. Lawyer, are you under the Sahabas or you a Quraysh mindset? That's your history. So since Andre could tell me my history, let me tell him about his history. Then he's in partnership with Florio. He got some business going. He's a contractor. But the thing about his contracting, there ain't no black Muslim, there's no black plumbers, no black electricians, no black carpenters. And he hired Ruby Cotton. I don't know why she's here, so I wanted to ask her that question. He hired her son. I wonder if he's still working for the guy. Y'all look at us as a piece of dirt when we opened the door for y'all to get up in this piece. have no respect for it. And Mr. President, I'm gonna tell you something. I thank Allah he don't bless me to go off. One thing about leadership, when you're in that position too long, you think you own the shot. You don't own it. You're supposed to be a humanitarian with universal structure. Universal, so everybody's involved, not just who you want to be involved. And don't sell your soul. I know she already sold her soul. Don't sell your soul and your, no, matter of fact, let me change. Don't sell your moral consciousness. Let me change that. To some dollars. The more you chase dollars, you lose your sense of direction. I'm gonna shut it down, but I need to get this off. And you black ministers, don't sell your soul to this administration. You're going to stand in front of your congregation and tell them to be morally right, be righteous. Then you go in the back door now with the politicians and start doing your crooked stuff. And then you're going to stand in front of your congregation like you some righteous somebody. That's all y'all that's in that ministry up there that you have. Listen, Muslims don't do that. Hold up, let me change that. African American Muslims don't do that.
Thank you.
No, I'm gonna finish I'm gonna finish what I'm saying. I'm gonna finish what I say. And you're gonna hear it, Mrs.
Excuse me?
Mrs., you're gonna hear it.
Excuse me.
Now, another thing.
You will
the
wrap up.
Nation of Islam been here 92 years, striving with moral structure. And the reason why I mention that, African Americans ain't no bad people. We some good people, but you looking at us from a negative eye. Because the history don't give you that. Another thing, the DEAR program, you didn't promote, y'all promoted this last Thursday, the reefers is in the neighborhood now. They done productive the reefer out here now. We need to get the DEAR program. Know why? Our children, your grandkids, your nephews, your nieces gonna get caught up on this drug addiction that's gonna kill them. So we need to get a program to make them knowledgeable
Thank you very
of what they're getting into.
Thank you.
And somebody need to come in and let you know what's happening. Because you know what? Once you get in that seat there, your attitude gets so much delphine where you don't want to hear nothing but money. Money.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ali.
So you can hate me all you want, but I still love you. But I ain't scared to tell you the truth. And the thing about it, I ain't got to cuss at you.
God bless you. Thank you.
I ain't got to cuss. I can tell you intelligently. Because the Quran said do it intelligently.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me share.
Madam Clerk, next speaker, please.
Yes, ma'am. Next speaker, Sean Jones. Sean.
Hello, I'm Sean Jones, 257 East 26th Street, and I'm here with Team MIMS, and we are endorsing Team MIMS. Re-elect. Re-elect. Lalisa Mims.
Council at large.
Go ahead. She was saying something. Go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead, Ms. Hi, everyone. My name is Chevelle, and I'm here to say that we need to keep Dr. Councilwoman Lalisa Mims at large in the seat for another 4 years. One thing about Council Mims is that, as the saying, they have a saying that goes, she understands and understood the assignment. She makes it happen in Patterson. And a better Patterson is what we need, and we need to keep Dr. Councilwoman Lalisa Mims in for another 4 more years.
Yes.
10B is what it is for me. Hashtag, I'm rocking with Mims. You rocking with Mims?
We rocking with Mims.
You rocking with Mims? We rocking with Mims. 10B
10B
is where it is. Make sure on the ballot May 10th that you vote 10B. It's 10B for me. What's up, Mendez?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk?
Yes, Madam President. I think Sherelle Ross speak. She would, so that was it.
Okay.
That was the
10B.
last.
I'm back. 10B. I'm rocking with Mims. 10B.
We rocking with
Mims. Don't forget, May 10th, 10B. And she's 10B on the ballot, but the Bible says that the last shall be the first.
and they saved the best for last. That's why you were 10B on the ballot, but you're gonna be #1 in this election, and you're gonna win by a landslide. 10B, we rocking with Mims, 10B.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk?
Madam President, there are no more speaker on the public.
Move to close.
Second.
Move to close by Councilman Velez, second by Councilman, Mendez.
Councilman Mendez.
Roll call, Madam Clerk, to close the public hearing?
Yes,
the
Madam
Public
President.
portion.
Yes, ma'am. Roll call to close the public portion of the regular meeting, April 26, 2022. Councilman Jackson.
It's 10B.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before I vote, I just want to point out one thing, which is a great disappointment as the De Jesus family comes forward, still in search for answers, still in search for justice. And it's the disparaging treatment to minority people that continues to be discouraging. Just today, an article was released that talked about how it confirms that the professionals, and I guess this is what, almost 4 years now, that after even Dr. Botten had the case, the professionals had determined that Jameek Lowry was in fact killed by blunt force. That family was ignored, and the silence is deafening as we continue to see these atrocities continue to happen, and people who are put in place to take care of the concerns of the residents continuously ignore them. So I wanted to point that out because, I think we have an obligation here. We have an obligation to our community. When things happen, we have to stand forward and represent the people in which we are supposed to represent to begin with. So I will continue to labor and fight on behalf of all the people that's been mistreated. That's including the Lowry family, McKnight family, the De Jesus family, and all the families that have lost someone, unexpectedly, and has failed to get an answer from this administration or from government, period. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Mendez?
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're
Just try to use my 2 minutes to address some of the comment from the audience.
Why can't we just close and then we come back and you can do that? Let's just close the public portion.
Let me just take a quick minute, Madam President. I'll come back, but I'll be brief on this topic that I have to address because it's concerning to me, and I hope that we don't close the meeting before we have a discussion about what's going on with the city of Patterson, because we all know that we came out on the 100th city most dangerous in the United States. And we have a corrupted mayor that has been selling this city from the day one that he got into office. And now he tried to steal this election. He's doing everything he can on his power to steal this election. And it's so concerning to me, and you all know the story about the challenging of myself and other candidates to delay this election, to delay the election. And now I hear other things. We agree in this council that there's going to be multiple polling sites for people to do early voting. Now I hear that there's going to be only 2 polling sites outside of the city. Disenfranchising the black and brown community that live in the 1st ward, the 4th, the 5th. It's going to be impossible for them to go to one of those centers to be able to vote. We have the discussion in this council about all the different polling sites. And it's concerning to me that even though now it's been a tradition that before the mayor race, we host a debate for all the candidates to discuss the platform and to make sure that our voters make an educated decision. Now we're not having that debate, the mayor debate in the city of Patterson. What's going on with this election? He bringing everybody from out of state, from Washington to endorse him, because he's not counting with the vote and the support of the people. We hear what happened with the city. We hear the condition of the city, high taxes, high sewer, the highest crime rate in the last 30 years in the city of Patterson. We're breaking our own history, garbage in our community, the roads are destroyed, and our voter still do not have the opportunity to hear the platform of all the candidates because we're not having debate on this election. And because after we have a discussion of all the candidates that are here, I'm not only speaking about myself, but it's concerning to me because we're disenfranchising all the voters. I'm just going to leave it at that because on the closing, we're going to have another conversation. But I would like to hear what happened with the discussion that we have here to have one polling site on each location to make the process fair to all the Pattersonians that wants to vote early. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Mims?
So Patterson, there was a lot said at the public portion. Listen to all the comments. Listen to them. Listen with neutrality. Don't listen with a bias. I want you to be open to listen to everything that people said at the mic. Some of them have been coming week after week after week. My heart, every time I see the De Jesus family at the microphone, it just rips my heart out. Because I can only imagine, 88 days, your family member is missing, you have no information, nothing. It is just, it's disheartening. It's heartbreaking. I don't know what happened to him. I was not there, but it is very disheartening, very disheartening. And I'm praying that it's not that we have to wait till after the election that they get some type of response. That family is owed some level of response, some level of conversation or whatever, because it's just the right thing to do. It's called doing what's right the first time. It's called morals and integrity. And that family, it is owed to them. To every other comment that was made, you know, people have the right to their opinion and what they feel and all that because they live this thing out every single day. They live it out week by week and they know what they're experiencing. So it's hard to tell people how to feel or how to respond and all of that because they're living this stuff. It's real for them. Some people cannot afford another penny of a raise. Some people feel it's only $11, it's only $5. For some people, 50 cents is too much. And people can't afford. I talk to people every single day. And people are on the verge of homelessness, eviction, mental health issues, all types of stuff in our city. Our city really deserves, it needs a cleansing. It really does because there's so much that's going on in our community. And I mean, to listen to the youth and the millennials are not even voting because they're like, every time we think about voting for something, something else happens. So we don't know which way to go. And I always remind them that we have to be in a place that we have to be the change and the voice that the city of Patterson needs. So Patterson, look at the meetings. Listen to what's being said. Look in the community. Look at what's being done. And you make the choices. You make the decisions. Because you know what's right and you know what's wrong. And at the end of the day, I know behind the curtain, you're going to make the right choices. My vote is yes to close the public portion.
Thank you. Councilman Rivera, close the public portion.
My vote is yes.
Councilman Velez.
I'm just going to address a couple of issues that was brought forward here in the public portion. To the young lady that spoke about the post office complaints, I will stop there tomorrow to talk to the postmaster. She's a new postmaster, so I have met her before. We're going to bring up for the conversation that she had tonight with us here. One thing I was going to say is, and I'm going to continue repeating it, we need more investigation into this situation of the Jesus family. Not just reports, we need more investigation. We need to ask the state troopers or whoever is out there to come and assist us in a way that we could bring some kind of relief to the Jesus family. In the past, I have mentioned that they have used resources, FBI intelligence, technology, to make sure other people are found. So in this case, I don't think there's the exception to do so. So corporate counsel, I know a lot of things was directed to you. If you want to have a conversation with me and highlight me tomorrow in your office and sit down, because I have communication with the family, most likely a lot. So to see what I could bring as a relief to them. You know, I want to be that mediator in that aspect. Meanwhile, you know, I got to keep this in my front of my dais until we get a response on it. So, Madam Clerk, I'm going to keep this here. This is the section that I set until we get a response from any authority that get relief this family. Listen, the family's crying. It's 88 days, and 88 days is enough. So we had to put a stop on this in one aspect and the other. Us as council members, we are previewing some information. I wish we could say more. I wish I could go into the prosecutor's office and demand them more that they are requesting for. And we just go by the administration, probably give us the light information when, especially when things is under investigation. To the Jesus family, trust me, our heart are with you. So last but not least, and I will leave it to the closing of the meeting, I will come back with some statements regarding what was saying here and what I could offer as your future mayor. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Madam President.
So, before I vote, and I'm not going to address every individual here, there's no need. I think, Patterson, you're seeing, and I get it. It's exactly what it is. It's political season, and you have individuals that are sent, others that are misinformed. I take no offense to any of the attacks, not at all. It's unfortunate, though, that some of the information that is being spewed through the microphone is incorrect. So when I hear certain constituents, developers, as the one gentleman who came and, you know, he spoke about all of the increases in the last, he started from what, 2017 all the way till now. You know, the unfortunate piece is that this council has not increased taxes. We have a 2% cap, but when you look at where the dollars were coming and the increases in the last few years, no one said anything about the school board. But with that said, I'll leave it there because, again, people come here. It's great to hear it. It's great to come and attack those that are sitting in the seats. It's okay. I'm okay. You know why I'm okay? Because, you know, I believe that I was put here for a purpose. I was put here not to play games. I was put here to be fair, to do the best that I could, you know, within my knowledge. And I will continue to serve this community, regardless of those that will come before me, attack or say things that are not true. So with that said, Madam Clerk, you know, I wish, and I spoke to Ms. Wanda de Jesus, which is the mother to Mr. de Jesus, and again, it is sad that I don't have a response. It is sad. I've reached out to the prosecutor's office. I got no response. At least I was getting responses before. I got none now. I can't do anything else. And if people want me to sit here and lie to you, I won't. So unfortunately, you may not like the response, but it is what it is. And that is, and not that it is what it is, that is the truth. So, you know, with that said, you know, I'll continue to pray. I'll continue to pray upon this family, the city, my colleagues, the administration, because I think we all are in this city and we have all a tough job. So, you know, with that said, my vote is yes to close the public portion.
Thank you, Madam President. The vote is 6 in favor, 3 absent. The public portion of the regular meeting of April 26, 2022 is
So
closed.
before I entertain a motion to close, because I am going to ask for a motion to close, Madam Clerk, I think this I'm going to address to you, okay? Because a lot of people come here and they start talking, it almost makes it seem like, you know, we had something to do with selecting the voting sites. I recall in our workshop that there was a discussion. We even had, you know, various clergy come before us to talk about us supporting the early voting. I want you to put on the record, Madam Clerk, there was a request to have representation, to have poll sites in all 6 wards. And I recall you saying, you don't make that determination. Am I correct?
For the polling sites?
For the polling sites?
No.
For early voting? Okay. Madam Clerk, who made the decision to choose those 2 polling sites that we all received an email that indicated Or
It's
those
the-
two sides?
It's the Board of Election make that final decision.
The Board of Elections. Corporation Council.
Commissioners.
This body requested that we had polling sites in the different wards. Is there any reason, or can you put on record why there wasn't?
Thank you, Council President, for that question. As our clerk elaborated on earlier, that's not something that's within the city's control, my control, or anyone here. That's solely within the discretion of the county. They choose the sites as they see fit. We did express a preference to have them in various locations, but according to the state statute, all we can do is express a preference. Ultimately, they make the decision.
Madam President.
Council President.
Councilman Mendez.
Thank you, Madam President and Corporation Council. I hear your explanation, and this is the concern that I have to our Patterson residents. In the beginning, I do believe that early voting is convenient for people, for the residents of the city of Patterson, especially we have a lot of working family that have one and two jobs, and they will have more opportunity to be able to vote. But by choosing those decisions outside of the area, by McBride Avenue, the firehouse on McBride Avenue, and the Mass on Broadway, those are two sides that they're not walking distancing. We live in the first ward out. We live in the Riverside section out, 4th Ward, 5th Ward. What can we do to go back to the county and express our concern? Because what's going to happen is we're going to have an extensive line of people there, the people that could go there and drive there, but otherwise, I mean, we should propose to the county, so we have 60 Temple Street on the 1st Ward, we have Riverside section on the 3rd Ward, the firehouse on the 4th Ward, Broadway, the firehouse on Madison Avenue, and the 5th. There's so many locations that the county could choose that our Patterson resident could walk into the poll and exercise their right to vote. What I'm feeling is that we just, just leaving them out. Our black and brown community that live in those sections that they cannot drive, unfortunately, to those two locations. So we're excluding almost that large population in our city just by choosing those two locations. I don't know what can we do, but I think that, in my opinion, as a candidate, as an elected official, as a Patterson resident, the county, they need to hear our voice. And I don't agree that we should keep those two polling sites. I don't know what can we do, but I want to just express it to you, and they should know about this.
Thank you
Council
very
President.
much, Councilman Mendez. I'm definitely with you, but I think I heard him say that ultimately you did express what the council wanted, and I know that we voted on early voting. We were not voting on the sites.
Council President.
If I may, Madam President, I know that we all recall that when we addressed the conversation about early voting, we agree in connection with the multiple polling sites, and we have different members of the clergy, we have pastors for all the different clergy, agreeing with having multiple sides to be able to vote, and we all agree on that, and everything was happy, everybody was on the same page. But now using those two locations, I'm sorry, but in my mind, I feel that they tried to help the mayor and the mayor in some way or form. I'm gonna say it, and they specifically choose those two locations to be able to give that push to the mayor, to Andrew Saya, to be able to make sure that his base go out and vote. Now the black and brown community that live on the 4th Ward and the 1st Ward, that they cannot drive, the Riverside section that cannot drive, they're not gonna be able to do early voting. They're gonna have to wait until Tuesday to be able to exercise their right to vote. And on top of that, he's responsible for delaying the voting by mail process by all this allegation, hoping that our Patterson resident will not send the vote by mail back. That's what he's been doing over and over to try to steal this election. And I really have to put it out there. It's frustrating what happened, because common sense will tell you that if you want to do early voting, you want to make sure that the whole entire Patterson residents, the whole entire city of Patterson participate on the voting process. You segregated the people, you taking people out, and that's what they're doing with this. And I want our voters in the city of Patterson to please keep this in mind by the time you vote, by the time you fill up your vote by mail, because that's what Andrew Say has been doing. It's going to leave it like that.
Thank you, Councilman Mendez. Councilman Velez.
So, in one thing, I gotta agree with Councilman Mendez is, of course, some people still election with different form and faction. That's a culture that's been going on in Patterson. I recall receiving a call when I was in the denial to have early voting because we have the vote by mail. And I received a call from the same clergy explaining to me why we need to do this. And in the conversation, the first thing I asked them if the mayor was behind it. And because I'm clear. And they say no. The second question that I asked them is, why 2 sites? And they say, what do you recommend, Councilman? I said, I recommend, if you want me to support early voting, to put a polling site in each ward. And they could come here and testify on that. So that's when they came and agreed, yes. When the resolution, the ordinance passed, I received another call. Councilman, thank you for your support on this. Where do you want the poll to be in your ward? I said it would be nice to have the polling site at the firehouse in Madison Avenue. And you know that every ward have a firehouse. So it could be nice to put one in every ward in their firehouse. So receiving the email about 2 polling sites, I called right away corporate counsel and I interrupt his fasting, and he said that he was going to get more information. Now, I go what I voted for. We voted in the language of the resolution, or the ordinance says that there was going to be 6 polling sites for early voting. That's why I stand for. Now, let's go on this polling site. Everybody knows who understand religion. Some of us will respect a mosque. We're not going to the mosque to vote. Whoever understands religion, right, Councilwoman Mintz? So,
Councilman.
So, it's a house of worship. I respect it. I respect that kind of religion. Muslim community, I respect it all the way around. But when it comes up to voting, people sometimes will not go to certain place because they respect the house of worship they are going to. The second thing is, I believe, and once again, look at the culture of voting of the mayor in every election. So he's going to get benefit directly. There's no doubt that he's going to get benefit on this. All right? So, corporate counsel, Madam Clerk, I know that you are trying to move this election forward, and you're doing a great job to trying to move it forward, even at the bumper roads that this administration had represented. And, you know, we need to send, or corporate counsel had to send before the end of the day tomorrow, and at least go by the ordinance, because if it's an ordinance, it's a law. And if they're not going by the ordinance, the county is violating the ordinance. So simple like that. Or let's resend the ordinance as an emergency meeting, and then we don't have no early voting. If it's going to be only 2 polling sites, we could resend the ordinance. Councilman Jackson is like to do that a lot, right? So let's resend the ordinance. Let's vote on it. We eliminate the 2 early voting, not because we don't want early voting. It's because it has been misrepresented to us again, to the council. And then we vote on something, and they can't turn around, and the mayor's celebrating the second floor, we got this. But then he turns around and do different. And I don't, listen, and one thing, Council President, and every colleagues here understand this. Bylaws for me is bylaws. And any organization in the city of Patterson, nonprofit, political, or whatever, I respect bylaw. But when a party tells me I don't get involved, or we don't get involved based on the bylaw of the party in nonpartisan election. Okay? Let's be clear. Nonpartisan election. Even when we file our elect report, it says nonpartisan election. Okay? And then you see different. You see the whole entire party doing the campaign for this individual, for the mayor. So indirect, they are involved. So they are violating some aspect their own bylaws. I am a Democrat, being a Democrat, faithful to all the candidates in the Democrat Party. I don't think it's fair that if they say, they preach and they say they don't get involved in nonpartisan election, they have nose, legs, hands, and everything. Signs look like a Democratic Party signs all year round. But ladies and gentlemen, the people out there understand where the city want to move forward, and I hope, I don't care how much money he have, I don't care how many people have been endorsing him for outsider. Those outsiders, they are not here when we have crime problems. Those outsiders, they're not here when we have situation with the garbage collection. They're not here when we had the problem with the taxes. They're not here when we had problem with the sewers. So, Patterson, this is a wake-up call. Every day, this administration have been doing things that I will not support at all. Council President, there's a couple questions that I make in the council. If we have the guts to rescind this ordinance, we could do it, call it an emergency meeting, get a quorum, rescind it, and then we could tell the county, listen, we don't need those 2 early voting days because it's not satisfying the council request at all. It's not. It's defranchising the whole entire community. I'm not talking about brown, black, blue, the whole entire community of the city of Patterson. Council President, thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to close?
Madam President,
Move to close.
I just got a quick question before we close the meeting. I mentioned on my comment that through the history of the city of Patterson, we've been having debate before the election, before this election, and that helped the voter make a more educated decision about the candidate, the council at-large candidate, and also the mayor candidate. And this is the first time, maybe in 30, 40 years, that we would not have a debate for the mayor candidate. Huh? So that's I don't.
No, that's.
Is that on the schedule? I haven't received that information. That's the last question. That's the question that I have.
Okay, Madam Clerk.
Madam Clerk, do we have a debate? This is scheduled for the mayor.
Go forward.
Council members, Madam President, council members, the president, the council president, I answer to the council president. She makes that decision and gives me the dates if we will have a forum. I don't make that decision as the clerk. I cannot override the president.
So, Madam Clerk, I have to, because I did ask, when are we having well, I actually asked about the council. I didn't ask for a mayoral. And I know today is when you just had it on a sheet of paper, but there was no dates. And
No, what I
I
said
said
to you today, I've been getting a lot of calls and I'm asking you if you have dates. That's what I said.
Okay, so.
I don't make that decision.
We're looking at,
Council President?
well, wait. So we're looking at right now, let's see. So we are here today, 26.
This is Monday.
Monday the 2nd?
No, that's my birthday, ladies and gentlemen, of course.
Council President. So, I know you're looking for a date, but a lot of the votes already come out, right? The longer we wait, I think this does a disservice to the voters. A lot of the voters haven't gotten an opportunity to learn about the candidates that are running. And just keep that in mind, because I know he said the 2nd, but I think he was joking around.
No. I think we'll look, the reason for that, if you open your phone and you look at the calendar, tomorrow's the 27th. So obviously, there has to be a process where Madam Clerk will put the packets together. They need to be emailed and given. So you're looking at 1, 2, she's also putting the packets and everything together for our next meeting.
It had to be advertised
So
or no?
it would have to be
Friday?
It had to be
the
advertised or
second,
no?
unless you're doing it on a weekend, and then that means you're bringing the staff.
This, May 2nd, is it in the afternoon? Because May 2nd is already the NAACP debate. So is it in the afternoon?
No.
I'm sorry, what NAACP?
There is a debate on the 2nd.
I thought it was the
Emails.
28th. My email said the 28th.
I don't know anything about that.
Well, you're for mayor.
Yes, correct.
Council is for May 2nd.
Okay.
I don't know anything about that.
So we could do it Friday night.
Oh, Madam President, since I asked the question, I think,
Actually, 1 second, because Councilman Jackson asked
sure,
before.
go ahead, Councilman Jackson.
So, Madam Clerk,
Yes,
the
sir.
question I have is the process, because I'm unfamiliar. I mean, although I participated, you have to get consent from the council president even when she's on the ballot as a candidate herself. Isn't that a?
Oh,
Yeah, but I don't want this to,
Conflict.
don't make this about me, please.
Councilman.
Because this had all, and Madam Clerk, you made that statement, it also, it made it seem, and just a few weeks ago, I asked, okay, when are we having the council debate?
Council President,
But
if
it
I
was
may.
hold. It was hold because of the situation.
Based
No, I
on
know,
what-
and I
no,
know there was a
based
lot
on
going
what
on, but I don't
was-
want anyone here because, people are chuckling and making,
Okay.
Well, Council President, I can laugh if I choose to. It doesn't mean
Let
I'm
me-
laughing at what you're
No,
talking
I'm
about.
just saying,
Let
because
me
we're
get
talking
this-
about a
let
serious
me
matter right
explain
now
this.
that pertains to a.
I know, but I mean, I may not even be laughing at you, so for you to make
No,
this
I didn't
statement.
say, I didn't
I'm
say
the only
you
one
were laughing at me, Councilwoman.
But you made the
What I'm
statement.
making the
I'm the
statement
only
is
person
because of the
laughing.
statement that the clerk said
that has nothing to
about
do
making
with
it, and
me.
so now you have Councilman Jackson saying and so I didn't have anything to do. I've been asking myself.
Well, the other thing is
Okay.
the 10
Can I-
candidates
can I-
for
can I-
what?
Madam
Can I
Clerk.
speak?
Madam Clerk.
We have been in court back and forth.
I know.
It was Friday afternoon last week.
I know,
I cannot override what the judge said.
yeah.
And everybody was in my back, the county, as if I was the judge. And I will not put myself in prison to override the judge. If I get a ruling from the court to stop
understand.
something, I am not going to override it. I am not going to back into court to do something, to answer a question that I am not guilty of. I will go to court and I will defend myself based on the petitions and my position as the clerk to do what I have to do. If the judge stopped me from doing everything based on what was going on, I have to obey.
Thank you for
Madam-
putting that on record. No,
So
thank you very
I
much,
got
Madam
the
Clerk, for
final
putting
on
that record.
Friday afternoon, last Friday, to proceed with the election.
Correct.
And that's what I did. I reached out to the county clerk, who is mailing out the mail-in ballots, so that they can go ahead and proceed. I already have everything done. My ballots was done, but there was in court. I went to court. The judge ruled in my favor. They appealed it again, right? So everything was slowed down. I couldn't do anything. I'm just, as Councilman Velez said earlier, I am following what the statute guides me to do.
Madam
I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
No,
Madam-
And I'm not listening to anybody. When anything goes down with this election, the only person they call in court, it's me and the Corporation Council to defend me.
So
And if I take an oath for my job position here, and I take an oath when I go to court, I'm speaking the truth.
Right, right.
The truth and nothing but the truth.
And Madam Clerk, for that, I wanna
as a child,
thank you.
I'm going to say this, Council President. As a child growing up, I'm the first child from my mother, and I'll say this: I never lied.
Never, Madam
Even
Clerk.
if my mother told me something when we were growing up, and people used to come and beg her things all the time, and my mom would say, "Slip behind that door. She's dead and gone 4 months now," and she would say, "I'm not here." I'll tell the person, my mom said she's not here, but she's hiding behind that door.
Yes.
That's me.
That's right.
And I'm doing the right thing. I have no control. I just got the order from the court when Corporation Counsel came up and tell me, go ahead and proceed. And he showed me the document from the judge after the appeal. This was Friday, today is Tuesday.
Right, right. And Madam Clerk, that's why I wanted you to put that, because when you made this statement, well, you answered to me, it was like, wait a minute. Because I know that you've had so much on your plate. I know that you've been going to court, and I know that you couldn't really do anything. And so, but I did ask because I was wondering, I'm like, okay, I know that this is taking a lot of your time, right? But I know that you can't send out notices without you having a certification.
And I would never step my boundary and go over your head to have a candidate forum without your approval.
Yeah.
I answer to the president and all 8 council members. I do, and I do respect anyone, and I'm doing what I have to do the proper way.
Okay, so Councilman Jackson, wait, Councilman Jackson, are you?
So, Madam Clerk, with that being said, I just wanted
Yes,
to
sir.
clear that up because the initial response left the impression that the council president was at
To
the
make the
hand,
decision, to give me, work
at the
with me
hand
and make the
of
decision.
possibly delaying or and or
No,
getting in the way.
no.
But the real answer is, and in part I want to say this to the public, the mayor and his antics
Yeah.
with his
delayed.
continuous appeals and his challenging of your professionalism, you know, to attempt to derail a forum and or a debate, which he was, you know, in non-attendance at several of the real debate anyway, when he can be challenged. So I wanted to make sure that was clear. But even for another point of clarity, Madam
Thank you,
Clerk,
Councilman.
when a candidate, if the president is a candidate, should they not be removed from the process?
Well, I don't know. I've never had that experience. I would have to Corporation Council if he
So,
has to look
Councilman, I
in.
think the only thing is in terms of when she just says, okay, we're gonna set it up, and you're like, yeah, set it up, but there's no, like, I'm not part of the process or.
No, but my
who-
point is, moving forward. I know that you wouldn't do anything to derail it, but there may be a council president who, much like the mayor, does not want the public to see a forum and a debate. So we should have, maybe there's an ordinance that should be written or a piece of legislation that points out that the clerk renders full authority when it comes to this process. That the council, whoever, if someone is on the ballot, they should be excluded from the process completely. There shouldn't be any, what it does is it lends a point of clarity and prevents the public from having an opportunity for an eyebrow raise as if someone else is trying to get in the way of it.
Well, what you said, Councilman Jackson, you're trying to say if there should be an ordinance in place that gives the clerk the authority to conduct the candidates forum. That's what
Correct.
you're saying. Because there are other council members, too, who is a part of the forum, apart from the
Correct,
mayor.
but that's why they should not be no one should be in a position of the planning, of the scheduling, of deciding whether or not it should take place, but you're the only impartial, no one from the administration, no one from the council should have any feedback, input on date scheduling. The council president, and I'm not saying she did this,
No.
any council person can move things around according to their schedule instead of being impartial and allowing you to do your job. That's the point I'm making. The council, at this point, because of this, we should create the legislation, the Corporation Council, if we can look into that a little further, that indoctrinates the clerk full authority when it comes during this time of elections, because obviously we see how corrupt that the process can become.
But Councilman Jackson, I don't know if there's anything in the statute that said you have to have a forum. I don't know. I really
think that's
don't know.
something-
I would have to ask Corporation Council. I don't think.
No, I'm not saying.
Not to my knowledge.
I'm not saying it's something that there is in the statute, but we all agree that a forum should take place, right? So my point is, outside of what you're doing, Madam Clerk, the council should be responsible right now and write within the legislation that there is a necessity for forums and or debate, however, because the public deserves to hear from the candidates, and this is probably the widest spread outlet when other debates that we've had, and they've been broadcast on social media, but none of them have been broadcast on public access.
But what happened, Councilman, because of this court matter, we would have had the forum because we had written some dates in the package, said date to be determined earlier in April. But as you know, we were in court. There was nothing I could do. It
No, I understand
stopped
that.
everything. So
I'm
we
not
have-
saying, I know the court process
Right.
delayed everything.
Yeah, but
But I'm-
we'd have had the forum earlier in the month. I would have gotten to the president and said, okay, what date do you want us to have? Because I did discuss that earlier. Maybe we'll do one night for the mayor since there are 5, and we'll do 2 nights for at large since there are 10. We talked about it earlier, but because
Correct.
based on what happened, everything just stopped.
Correct.
Pretty
I'm gonna just
much.
say this last thing, Madam Clerk. I understand that fully. My point is this: as a candidate for mayor, you're asking council president. So therefore, if the dates that the council president agreed upon did not coincide with my schedule, I don't have
I
any.
haven't said anything. Okay.
I'm not saying you did. I'm using this as hypothetical. If the dates that were set and agreed upon by the council president did not coincide with my schedule or someone else, what it then does is, not excluding Councilwoman Davila, if someone else was at the seat and they had a hand in trying to dictate when the dates were, it's a lot cleaner if we put the responsibility solely on your shoulders. Whatever date you choose and select, it should not be no consult with any council person or any person that's on the ballot. That's my point.
Well,
We
Councilman
can talk
Jackson,
about it further later.
I understand that. As the clerk, and this is what my experience over the years and when the other clerk was here, doesn't matter how many council members is on that ballot, the clerk normally communicates with the council members. And that's how it's normal.
You always do.
And we do. I would never go, maybe I might want to have it done my way, and the council might want to have it done some way. It's a body of 9 council members and the clerk, so there's 10 of us. So it would be a good thing for the clerk to communicate with the council members. We'll make a decision, well, how we want to handle this forum. It cannot be a debate. If it's a debate, I will not be a part of it as the clerk. If it's a forum, I will be a part of it. But the 9 council members, running or not running, mayor or at large, with the clerk, it's a good thing to sit with the clerk, and we can come up with something. And that's how it has been over the years, and I think we should continue.
Understood.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Council members, it's 10 o'clock.
I'm surprised they don't move it to June.
So, Madam President, I think before we close the meeting, I think, and I would just want to say this, Madam Clerk, we acknowledge the hard work and dedication that you've been putting in this, and that you've been going through a lot, and all of this because this mayor, he's been trying to delay this process to try to get some benefit out of this. We understand that we are in a very short period of time. Just look at the calendar, come back to us as a candidate, and see if it's feasible to have a debate. I do believe that the voters should have the right to listen into the platform and a healthy discussion about all the candidates to make sure that they make a smart decision in terms of voting. So just look at the calendar and the schedule, and please look if it's feasible. And my last comment through the chair to Corporation Council, I definitely don't believe that we should have early voting if we're gonna have those 2 polling sites. I don't know, the power of the county over a local election is really concerned me that they're choosing 2 only polling sites, and one of the polling sites, and both polling sites, they are out of town. Basically, on both sides of the town, we're gonna disenfranchise a lot of voters in the city, so it's not gonna be helpful. The idea of having early voting is to make sure that more people participate in the process and they get the time to be able to vote. With this, we're doing a disservice for the community. Instead of having early voting, let's have May 10 election like regular, and let's take early voting out of the equation. So, and the county need to understand that they know Patterson very well, they know the city, they are here, and they know what they're doing. And what they're doing is not right. So, why continue with this early voting if we're not helping the community to participate in the process? That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to close, please?
Move to close,
Move to close by Councilman Velez. Do I have a second?
please.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Mims. Roll call, Madam Clerk, to close the regular meeting of Tuesday, April 26th.
Sure. Roll call to close the regular meeting of April 26, 2022. Councilman Jackson?
Yes, Madam Clerk, the only thing that I would like to get some information on, council members, I wanted to remind you guys, because a lot of requests that we make often have been ignored. We raise concerns, raise questions. We have been put through the process Oprah requests like the members of the public are subjected to, which I'm in total disagreement of. We should have transparent government where access to all of the information that you look for and need it is on a centrally located web page. You should not have to wait through a long, elongated, drawn-out Oprah process only to be told that you can't get the information. Now, Councilman Velez, I do recall, I think it might have been you who requested it. We talked about this, but the mayor has been utilizing this public number to call excessively to members of the public, basically openly campaigning on these projects. Hinchcliffe Stadium project, it's not even near its completion, but yet press conferences, phone calls, hey, this is the mayor calling, this is supposed to be an emergency line.
Correct.
This line is supposed to be utilized for emergency services. So, Corporation Counsel, if I may request once again, first, I would like the specific details in which this call service is supposed to be utilized. It is under my impression that this service is supposed to be utilized for emergency services, not for the mayor to utilize for his own benefit to campaign, openly campaign. I would also, hopefully, we can have it before the next meeting, Madam BA, would like a report on those calls, how many calls that the mayor has put out and how this is being paid for. Is it in fact being paid for through finances that's coming through the city? Has the council voted on these items? What phone calls have been made? What have the phone calls been for? And I would like to do a comparison between the last 4 months and 4 months of the previous year. It's very important that we don't abuse our authority. And, this mayor is obviously, he's scared to death. He knows he's going to lose this election, and he's trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes by projecting an image of success, which, we all are living through the failure. With that being said, the clock is ticking.
Flavio. I'm sorry.
The clock is ticking, and I'm going to urge all of you to be very much so aware of how you are applying your vote. There's been a lot of things said this evening, but it's clear. I don't think I have to say it over and over again. Tonight showed 8 in favor, 1 against, has been consistent, and someone who's been definitely fighting on your behalf. And with that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Mendez?
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
We're closing.
Before the public closing this section, Councilman, if I may, sorry, no problem. So before I close, before my vote, this might be the last meeting before the election. This might be the last time that I'm going to be able to address the voter, the public, the resident of the city of Patterson, and all of this because we all know what the mayor's been trying to do. So he's been trying to delay this process because he's running scared, because he cannot face the people of Patterson, because he cannot defend his record in the last 4 years, because he failed the city of Patterson. We all check the news. Patterson, we are in the 100 most dangerous city in the United States of America. You hear the public portion every Tuesday about people complaining about the garbage in our community, the violence in the city, the condition of the road, the lack of recreation. And this mayor failed big because he never presented a public safety plan, never presented a plan to move Patterson forward. All he's been trying to do, he's been trying to steal this election. And he's still trying with this early voting. We're smart in Patterson. We know what he tried to do. And I would like to encourage every resident of the city of Patterson. You all know I'm Alex Mendez. I'm running for mayor. I'm number 5A on the ballot. And I'm moving forward. He's been trying to stop me. He's been trying to take me out of the ballot. And he made the city of Patterson spend thousands of dollars in legal fees fighting against the clerk department, against her process, and having lawyers there using taxpayer dollars because he's running scared. Patterson, keep this in mind. Just look around the city, drive around the city, and look at the condition of the city before you make a decision. Because he knows that he's losing this election, and he's going to use every power at hand to try to stop this process. Please, if you received your vote by mail, fill that up, send it back. And I would like to encourage every Patterson resident to go out and vote. Go out and vote because it's time for change. It's time for us to take Andrew Sayre out of office. And I've been saying this for over a year. I challenge Andrew Sayre to release the people that are donating money to Juan Patterson because he's the most corrupted mayor in the city of Patterson. It really is the name of the people that donating money to organization. And you will see those names over there. You will see, you will be impressed. He cannot do it because he knows what he's doing. Enough is enough, Andrew Sayre. It's time for you to go. And the resident of the city of Patterson, they're smart enough to understand what you've been doing in the last 4 years. You failed the city of Patterson, you failed big, and it's time for you to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for the opportunity, and I hope that we could have a debate because I really want to see his face. I want to ask the question on his face what he have done. And he's been running around, not being in all the debate because he cannot defend his record. Enough is enough. It's time for change in the city of Patterson. To the Jesus family, I'll continue to pray for you. I asked Corporation Counsel the same question because that's the only thing that we could ask, and he gave me his answer. And I'm ready to rally with the Jesus family because what happened with the Jesus family, let's remember Jameek Larry. Let's remember what this mayor have done for the city of Patterson. And that's your answer on your time to vote. I'm Alex Mendez. I'm 5A on the ballot. My vote is yes. Good night, Patterson. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Mims?
And so first and foremost, I just want to say, Madam Clerk, I think you do a superb job.
Thank you.
I really hated to see the court situation and to read some of the transcripts of some of the things that were stated almost to come against your character.
Yes.
So I want to openly apologize to you. I think it is a disgrace what happened because of politics. So I just want to say that to you as a woman to a woman. I think it was disgraceful. You deserve better than that. And I'm glad that Mendez won the court case because I think it was a disgrace. Further, let me say this. Patterson, for me, it's always been about the people. It's never been about money or any of that stuff. It's always been about the people. When I worked in corporate America, I came to Patterson 2008. I said, I'm going to give back to the city. I'm born and raised here. I've been here for 52 years, 4 children, 2 grandchildren. I started adopting schools at no cost, ran for school board 1, served on school board for nothing. Came to the council. I've advocated and fought and served you for 4 years. I'm not doing it now because I'm running for office. I've been very, very consistent and true to the people the entire time. And I'll say this, 2 weeks from now, exactly 2 weeks from today, you will have an opportunity to vote for 3 people for council at large. You have 10 people running. Go and look all the way through, do research, do homework. Choose those people that have been consistent with you throughout the course of time. Not because they're running, not because they have flashy words. I don't have to send anyone to the council meetings to bash anyone, because I have always been a woman of grace and class. I will never have to do that because my work speaks for itself. My name is Mims. I've been consistent with you. I've been a 10, and my mom birthed me to be a 10. So make sure on May 10, you vote for Mims. 10 be on the ballot, someone who has consistently been on the front line. My record speaks for itself. I have resolutions to prove it, and they will be coming in the mail within the next couple of days, and you'll see my voting record to see how I've supported you on many issues that are issues that really concern our community. You will see it firsthand in your possession on things that were very pertinent to your heart that I voted against. You will see that, and things that you wanted, I voted for it. You will see that as well. Patterson, let's get it right. Let's do the right thing. Patterson does not need to suffer. It needs to move forward and progress. Mims is progression. Mims has been consistent and on the front line, and that's why I've been standing alone. Because when you do your work, you can stand on your record, and people will remember that person that has stood for them. May 10th, vote 10B. Thank you, Patterson. Continue to pray for my granddaughter who was hit by a car here in the city. She's doing well. She's out of the hospital, but pray for her healing. It's going to take a little while. And let's keep building and not battling. Patterson, let's keep peace, and let's keep people on this council that promote peace and bring unity. God bless you. Have a great night. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, thank you. Councilman Rivera?
Is it me? But it seems like everything's like more complicated lately. Is it because of COVID or? So we just, you've been doing forums forever, Madam Clerk. And we just had to have a lengthy discussion here on forums, right? But it was an important conversation because people need to know who they're gonna vote for to make decisions on their behalf. There are some candidates out there that believe that the work of the council is to shake hands. No, that wins you an election. The work of the council gets done over here. I want you, next time you go to a hospital, to pick a doctor based on the looks or based on how nice they are, not based on their experience, right? If right now I fall, God forbid, and I'm sick, I don't want, my brother might have the best intentions to save me, but I'd rather have a doctor trying to save me, not my brother. What I'm telling you is this: take an informed decision when you vote. That's why these forums are important, because the more I hear from the candidates, the more discouraged I get. One candidate today said that the budget structure, there's something wrong with the budget structure. That structure comes from the state. If you look at every budget in the state of New Jersey, it's the same structure, right? So now you want to have these people that haven't done their homework. All they point out there is how bad things are. Okay, point some solutions. If you look at, point some solutions. Now, there was a gentleman that came up here, Madam Clerk, talking about 56 Albion Avenue, right? And he talked about how taxes went up year after year. We had a reassessment company here for 4 years, and I continued to fight. This happened before I came in. I continued to fight the administration on the reassessment company. Didn't make sense to me. It was penalizing new homeowners, right? I'm talking about, you will buy a home that was paying $8,000, the assessment will go through the roof, and they'll end up paying $12,000. On top of that, this reassessment company, although it sounded good on paper to the one that don't understand how taxation actually works, the county's levy haven't increased in like 4 years, but the Patterson portion has gone up. Why? Because we had an assessment company increasing our city's assessment, right? And the administration continued to present this. I said no, and we knocked it down. As a council, we said we're not having it. But more importantly, I have 2 questions for the administration. Street closures. I spoke to the chief 3 weeks ago about early street closures. We put an RFP, the bid that goes out for the road repaving, right? It states that work should begin from 9 to 4, unless it's an emergency. Someone posted today that 21st Ave was closed. People got to take their kids to school. This happens all the time. Last time I spoke to the chief, he tells me, oh, the companies, I don't care what the companies feel. They put in a bid. They probably increase our prices for the bid, for the road resurfacing, because we put 9 to 4. That's already building there. So we got to hold them to that. 4 years later, still haven't held them to that. That's the frustration being on this side. Then you have the residents saying, how come things don't look better? We did our part on this side. I want to get a status on River Street. I want to know when we're going to start River Street. I know the money's been allocated. Whenever you get a chance. My vote is, talking about that, also there's other factors that drove the taxes for this property and every other property. You know, this is not a bash in the school district, but their portion went up from 41 to 61 million in a matter of 4 or 5 years. So there's a lot of things that have driven this figure up for people's taxes, but I'll leave it at that. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Velez?
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Sorry, Councilman. Councilman Rivera, you're asking the status on the repaving of the River Street. Is that the question?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Councilman Velez. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This past week, I received a call about that they want to perform an interview to put it in YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. And the best thing that I received coming out of that place, it was a wise and wisdom advice. And this reverend looked at my eyes, and he said, look at me. Don't say nothing. And he said, don't let politics change your heart. Don't let evil change your heart. Don't let personal agendas change your heart. Everybody that knows Councilman Louis Velez, and way before being councilman, every decision I have been making has been community agenda, trying to bring here the community and making sure what I do out there, the community is involved. And whoever knows me quite good, now and before, understand how I am and how I do politics. So, ladies and gentlemen, the city of Patterson knows already in the condition that they are. I don't have to elaborate it and mention it to them, et cetera, et cetera. Some politicians sound like a broken record. Behind that, no solution at all. I always said, when you go like this, you have 4 fingers pointing at you. What you have done before running an election to be the executive of this city. So I could sit in my record what I have done as a councilman in the term that I'm being here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have the chance to choose wisely and also to make sure that you do the smart election choice on May 10th. So be smart and be determined who you want to see in that seat. Are we going to go backwards or are we going to move forward? Councilman Mendez stated that this mayor want to steal this election. Since 2010, the city of Patterson has created a great cloud over election year by year through the voter fraud situations. So, ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to make the city of Patterson back in the news because it was a wrongdoing election. We don't want dictators, we don't want orchestra, mayors, and we don't want cheerleaders, like I always say, and we don't want voter blockers, mayors. So, ladies and gentlemen, make your decision and make it wise. Everybody knows that I'm in the middle of the ballot. Vote 3A. Make sure you don't look to the right or to the left. Make a wise decision. Vote 3A. Damas y caballeros, estas elecciones que vienen ahora en mayo 10 son muy importantes para toda la comunidad de Patterson. Yo le voy a pedir, por favor, que haga su elección inteligente. No mire a la izquierda, a la derecha, mire directo. Yo estoy en la línea 3A. Yo no estoy aquí para mencionarle las condiciones que está en esta ciudad, porque usted lo sabe ya. Usted sabe cómo usted está viviendo, usted sabe la condición que se encuentra esta ciudad. Haga una elección inteligente para alcalde de esta ciudad. Hágala con sabiduría e entendimiento. Un ministro me dijo a mí, no cambie tu corazón por política, no cambie tu forma de ser por actos de maldad y no cambie tu forma de ser por agendas personales. La gente que me conocen saben quién soy yo. Aquellos que han estado en mi vida pasada saben que yo soy una persona que me dedico a la comunidad porque mi agenda es comunidad. Dios te bendiga, haz tu decisión inteligentemente y en mayo 10 vote 3A. Tu concejal y futuro alcalde Luis Vélez. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Mr. Councilman. Madam President,
So,
Smart man.
I think I was sitting when you were speaking, right?
Gonna be your bodyguard, Madam
Okay.
President.
Hey,
Okay.
that's on.
Make sure everything is.
So, you've heard a lot here today, I'm just so thankful and grateful to God and, you know, to that mother and father that I have in heaven, but specifically my mom. I'm running on consistency matters, and I've been very consistent, and everyone knows it. In 2014, when I ran, I was blessed to be able to be elected by the people. And when I came back in 2018, I was reelected again by the people. And there were many people that were on my side. Councilman Mendez, you were one of them. So here it is now, we are in 2022, and I've put myself forward to run once again. I don't need to speak ill about anyone. Action speaks. Actions. Not words, but actions. The people in the community know that I've been there for all. There's a lot of rhetoric going around about me not being supportive of a certain community or other communities, but the true reality is that anyone that truly knows who I am knows that that is not the case. It's been 30 years that I've been working in the community, and I look forward, you know, I don't know that I'll last another 30, but if I did, I would want to be just like my stepdad, who's going to be 91 in 2 months. I'm thankful for all. I'm thankful for my church family, for all of the prayers, for my son. He's home, and I'm just so blessed to have him in my life. And I want to continue serving. So, Patterson, you will decide on May 10th who you will be bringing back and who will be coming new. Because the reality is there are 2 incumbents. There's 1 seat that is open, and you will decide who will that be. So with that said, I'll continue saying I'm consistent with my word and my actions. Thank you, Patterson. Have a good night. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes to close.
Thank you. The vote is 6 in favor, 3 absent. The regular meeting of April 26, 2022 is hereby adjourned. Good night, everyone.
10B.
Good night.